What's up, everybody? Trinity here, and welcome back to the Trailer Park Live right here on the 2nd Street Marvel, where we're coming at you live every single Friday night at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if this is your first time here, thank you so much for being here, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you very much as well. Now, if you're not already, please make sure you subscribe, click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and all those other YouTube-y things that people complain about and talk about because the algorithm's gonna screw me and YouTube's gonna screw me and all these other things, and I hate to talk about it and I hate to cry about it like everybody else, because that's what everybody talks about, because YouTube makes us, right? Anyway, man, I don't really care about that kind of stuff, but I do greatly appreciate the engagement from you all. Now, of course, these kinds of things do help grow a channel, especially when you're a small one, just like myself. But that's part of the reason why I actually plan my live streams and do them every single day at around the same time. I do my morning movie chats on Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I think a lot of people have kind of caught on to the fact that's when it goes. Sometimes I don't really put a thumbnail out that I'm going live or anything until about 5 minutes before the show, if not 2 minutes before the show, or right before I get on. But I think people have, kind of learned that that's something that I'm doing every day. Same thing right here on the Trailer Park Live, where I do it every single Friday night at 8 p.m. Now, I don't always, upload the thumbnails and do all that stuff to get you here, but, I more bank on the fact that you people know, as viewers, when to be here and, all of those good things. You guys know that you can depend on me. I've been here solid on every Friday since, probably since the start of the year. And, again, thank you all so much for tuning into the 2nd Street Marvel. I do greatly appreciate it once again, and if you do interact, I'm not going to complain in the slightest bit. Now, in case this is your first time here or returning viewer and you don't know, usually what I do here is I go over some of the comic books that I pulled for the week, and then I get into the live chats and just interact with you all as I go over some of the different topics that I have to talk throughout the day. So if there's anything specific that you want me to see or you want me to read, make sure you tag me in it so it kind of highlights it there in the comment section, so I know that you're trying to get my attention, stuff like that. Because you guys, if you've been here before, you see me flap my gums on non-stop for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I'm a fucking nerd, and that's just what I do. And it's no different any other week. So make sure you tag me in there. I try to get as many as I can. Sometimes there's just so many of you here. You guys are so awesome, engaging down in the comment sections, that I literally the thing jumps on me while I'm trying to go through your guys' comments, and I do greatly appreciate you all for that. So, getting started, I'm going to start today, and I've done reviews on most of these books already. I'm going to talk more about Spider-Man issue number 1. This is the issue that was actually written by J.J. Abrams and his son Henry, and with art by Sarah Pichelli. Now, I've got to tell you, you guys can see and look at that cover. When this was announced a couple of months ago, you guys know I was sick and fed up of all these Spider-Man titles going on out there, and look at that artwork on that cover. Isn't that absolute trash? That's gotta be like the worst fucking cover I have ever seen in my life. I've seen some pretty bad covers, but this is garbage. Look at that. It looks like it's like copy and pasted from something. And yeah, you know what? But honestly, don't judge a book by its cover, and I'm gonna tell you that right off the bat right now. Don't judge a book by its cover. I've got to tell you, this book right here, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't really great. I thought it was a pretty good issue, but I do have some obvious issues with it as well. Some of the things that I didn't express in my review, because my review is for people, because you guys know here on my channel, I'm trying to get people into reading comic books. I'm trying to get people to open up and enjoy movies if they're not into comic books or not into movies or even music when I talk about that. So, I like to not put a whole bunch of, the negative stuff in my reviews. I save that. I'll tear something down here on a live stream, not in the videos, because again, I'm trying to get people, I'm trying to share the book and tell about it without spoiling it too much, and then give you my thoughts on it. I don't want to go completely extreme bonkers on my videos, because people might be like, man, this guy's a fucking wacko. I'm tuning away from the channel. But altogether, this issue, it was okay. Everybody talks about J.J. Abrams and how he's good at the setup, but the payoff is no good and stuff like that. But his son is the one that is ultimately helping write this book. Really, he just kind of, helped his son get a job, I guess you could say. Help dip his toes into the comic book pool. Like, oh, hey, Dad, comic books are cool. Can I write a book? Oh, Marvel wants you to write one? Oh, yeah, please, let me write one. And, I don't know. That's just kind of how I felt about it when it came out, and that's, kind of how I still feel about it coming out of this issue. Now, if you guys haven't read the issue and you want to read it, you might want to skip ahead about 4 or 5 minutes here while I talk about this issue. Maybe not even that far, because there's some things I want to say about this issue. Now I'm gonna start right off the top here. It opens up, and this is like the biggest tale of them all. It opens up with this first page, whole completely blank page with just one word on it: tiger. Okay, I'll talk more about these this kind of stuff later, but it does play some sort of significance where it's all black and you see the word tiger there. And if you don't know Spider-Man, you know who it is that's talking to him in that instance, right? Right? Yeah, that's right. It's Mary Jane, and we see, right here, she's chasing after him. This is the second page. She's chasing after him, going after. There's this big disaster that happened. This villain is there. We see like Spider-Man's arm all mangled up. I mean, he's looking pretty bad. He's not doing too good. He just got the hell beat out of him by this villain that's in here, and I can't remember the villain's name right off the top of my head. It's I don't know, Ravenous or Rabidus, or I can't remember what this guy's name is, but. Anyway, at the very beginning, we see that Spider-Man does kind of get in a dire situation when he is there with this villain, and it's a pretty grim scene. And Mary Jane ends up dying, and we see that at the same time, she's telling him like, hey, you got to be careful. Things have changed now because they have a kid, and they have a little kid. Obviously they have a kid, and his name is Ben. Of course, that's something that you guys probably know. You can see that right here. They're at the funeral for Mary Jane Parker in this case. And, then it flashes to some more fluff pages, more blank pages, just blank pages with a word on it. That's all you really need for a comic book. It draws us in, this is something you're going to like. That's 3 whole pages now. That's 3 whole pages. They're just a full-on black. One of them is like literally it's just a full-on black page. There's nothing on it. Was that necessary? I don't know. But anyway, basically Mary Jane dies here, and then we flash to, his son is in school, there's a bully. He starts standing up to him, beats this young man up who's being the bully, gets his, they go to call his legal guardian, I guess you could say. Aunt May was busy, and next thing you know, we see, oof, nice, yeah, no biggie, I guess. We see what happens here is Peter Parker shows up there to get his son out of school and everything after he's been contacted by the school about his son beating up this kid. Wow, man, wow. All right. So we see that, and we see how the kid's kind of resentful of his father, and then Aunt May steps in to kind of help mentor him and everything and say it's all right. Peter is kind of a dick to his son. He's obviously, helping out with his son who is staying with Aunt May. His son Ben is staying with his Aunt May. And, he steps in, he's on a flight, he was out of town, he comes in, Ben Parker's, he's all upset at his father, Peter, and I just didn't really like the setup of the issues and everything was all good, getting ready to go into the second issue, but this first issue, Peter Parker, I get it, Mary Jane died, sure, he's emotional about it, but, he's kind of not present in his son's life. I just don't feel as, Peter Parker, the character, it's not representing him well. I just feel it was kind of, not a very good job, because I don't think Peter Parker would be that person. Even if he lost Mary Jane, he had a kid, I don't see him ditching out on his responsibilities like that. Though, however, we do know that, responsibilities is something that Peter has struggled with basically his whole life throughout these books. So, I guess I kind of get it, but it also helped set up through the story that basically Aunt May, tells Ben to go up into the attic and check out all this stuff and pay particular attention where this suit is at, and he ends up getting the Spider-Man suit at the very end of the book, and we do see that the villain is out there who ends up killing Mary Jane, is still out there, and he's got some evil plans up his sleeve, and just things that are going on. But that's really all with that issue, man. I guess we've talked about that one enough. The next one here is Valkyrie, issue number 3. Now I've got to tell you, I thought this book, it's kind of a silly thing, it's not the greatest book in the world, but this issue right here, I was watching somebody else's review on it today, and they were like, the first couple issues were my favorite. This one they didn't like so much, and I gotta say, for me, it's quite the opposite. I actually thought this one was a little bit better than the previous 2 had been. But, I guess that's different strokes for different folks, and why I do what I do in my comic book reviews as compared to being here with you guys all on this one. Now, we all know Jane Foster has become Valkyrie. She is basically like, she's the head of the Valkyries. Like, there's like all the Asgardians were killed during the War of the Realms. So in the last issue we seen in issue number 2, Bullseye had killed Heimdall, and so here she is. She's going throughout space and time, going to different dimensions to take him to where he wants to go to die for the rest of his life. And we see him going through a different place. They go through Hades and just all these different places. There's basically how would you say, the yin and the yang, or the yang to Yggdrasil's yin. Here in this book, there's like the evil one. It's got bad stuff it's putting out there in the world, but we can see that Jane Foster is here. She's getting ready to take Heimdall. She takes him to journey into the unknown, or the journey into you guys know what I'm talking about. Journey into mystery. She takes him to the edge of reality and just kind of drops him off where he wants to be. And the art in these panels actually changes from what it is in the rest of the book. And I got to tell you, I thought it served the story pretty well. At first, when I turned the page, I was like, what? Am I reading the same book? It kind of threw it off a little bit, but altogether, I actually kind of liked this issue. It's, not too bad. This one is probably the least silly of all the issues that I've read. First one, the setup, issue number 1, it was like a lot of silliness, and then you get into issue 2, and kind of took that a little bit farther. But we did see that Heimdall had actually gotten hurt during issue 2, and it was a severe injury, and that he had died. So I mean, that one kind of took its kind of took on a little bit darker tone. Where this one, it was a little more darker tone, where she's in there. Jane Foster is there getting ready to foster him into the afterlife. See what I did there? And I mean, altogether, I thought this issue was actually okay. Now, my problems with these books is just that it's silly. It's nothing else really. The writing in it's pretty good, so I can't really complain about that. Now, the next one I want to talk about is House of X issue number 5. Now, I did my review of this one, and it's probably like my second highest viewed video ever. And I gotta tell you, I really like this book. If you guys aren't reading this Jonathan Hickman X-Men book, I mean, good luck getting out to your local comic book shop at this point and picking up and getting it on, unless you're getting second prints, third prints, and things like that. Because these things have been selling out at your local comic book shop. If you're not big on having physical copies, you can certainly always get on Marvel Unlimited. Is it Marvel Unlimited? No. The Marvel.com, and you can get there and order the digital copies. If you just absolutely want to read it, you could do that as well. I would highly suggest reading it. The series has been really good, and in this particular issue, they go over some things, covering a lot more what happened in Powers of X issue number 4, that played into obviously House of X issue number 4 as well. Being set up very cool. I really like what's going on with this story. The art in these books has been pretty on point. It kind of matches the tone of everything that's going on here, although somebody pointed out something that was weird in one of the issues. I don't think it was in this issue, but we see Professor Xavier in this like safari outfit, and it was, I don't know, it was kind of a little bit odd. It was a little bit odd. Now, the next ones I want to talk about here are some that, if you guys aren't reading these, you guys are probably behind already anyway, and that is this right here, Once and Future, issue number 1 and issue number 2. This is a new series being written by Kieran Gillen. The artist is Dan Mora, and the colorist is Tamara Bonneville, and she's a colorist I've talked about before. She was actually the colorist on one of the stories in the Fearless issue, in issue number 1, and I gotta tell you, she's got a good use of colors and everything. And these books are really good. If you're not already reading Once and Future, you guys have to go out and read these. And this one right here is the 5th run of this issue already, and they're only on the 2nd issue. This is the 5th printing of issue number 1 of Once and Future King, and Once and Future, and I've got to tell you, it's on the 5th printing already. This still cost me $10 to get. Now, when the 2nd printing came out, which was a couple weeks later after the first one was, it was like the first run was going for $9.99 at my local comic book shop. The second one came out and was going for $35 on the day it came out, the 2nd printing, and they've just gone up. Now, like I said, this 5th run, it finally got down to back to $10, and I'm like, man, I don't think it's going to go any lower, and if I don't get it now, I'm probably not going to get another copy of it. Won't be able to get my hands on it until it comes out on trade, and I wanted it, so I went ahead and picked it up. But this issue number 2 is absolutely great. They really build more upon what happened in this book. And if you're not reading it, I've got to show you. Like, I really got psyched when I seen some of the pages going on here, because they're trying to bring King Arthur back to life, and that's kind of what we see here in this page coming up. And I was pretty excited about this series in the first place. But then, I'm telling you, then the very next page, I open up to this, and this is what we get. King Arthur actually being brought back to life with this scabbard that everyone's been after. We find out King Arthur is not such a good boy. He's not very nice. And I'm telling you guys, the art in this book is absolutely amazing. And look at that cover, dude. Seriously. If you guys aren't already reading this, this is something you guys definitely got to go and check out. Check your local comic book shop. They may have, the issue number 1 there still. Issue number 2. I'm telling you guys, if you want to read a good independent comic, a good story, good art, just everything going on, this is definitely a book you guys have to get on board with, and you can't wait around. Something I think that you all should definitely get into. But that's all I've got for my comic books that I want to talk about this evening. But we're going to go ahead and get into the live chats and everything here in just a minute. We've got a lot of things that we want to talk about. There's been a lot of drama going on out there these days. Recently, I just watched a live stream just the other day. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that here a little bit later on. There's a pretty good one on this channel called Cecil Says. There was this live stream, and it involved some people that, like a lot of people that I don't really follow, and one in particular that I do. I never heard of Cecil before, but I was on Mad Max's channel. He made reference to this live stream. He was on there with EVS and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in just a minute, because there's some things that kind of came out of this that I just wanted to touch upon and talk about, and plus there's plenty of other things that we're going to be talking about this evening. So I guess that's what we're here for, and I guess we better get ready for it coming up right now. Yep, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at him. Get a gander. How you all doing this evening? That is my nuts in your face. You can even put them on your chin. You can put them in your mouth. Men and women alike love my nuts. Let me tell you, this is what I do every day. I get to go out and make funny nut jokes. And you know what's funny is most of the places I go, whew, man, they make some better ones than me, because I don't know if I'm that brave to make some of those jokes that they make. But you can find more information on that down in the description down there. The Peanut Peddler, look it up. I got a YouTube channel there for it. I've done a couple of videos, nothing major. I need to do more stuff with that for my business. But yeah, I hope you're all doing very well this evening. Whew, my volume's down a little bit there. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, I have a lot of things to talk about today, man. There's been such a busy week, and you know what? I don't really, and I'm glad I only do this show, basically this once a week, because it's just enough time for enough stuff to go on, to have stuff to talk about. Like I do the morning movie chats here on the show, here on the channel every morning, and you know what? Honestly, guys, doing something like that, flapping my gums about movies, even as much as I love movies and everything, it's hard to do for an hour every single day. That's why I am going to see if I can find some other content creators. Like you guys know, last Tuesday, Stevie J Reviews was here on the channel. We were talking about just like actors, and how about comedic actors and why they're so good at dramas and all that kinds of stuff. It was a really good time, and I mean, I'm telling you, an hour flies by just like that. So I want to bring some more guests onto the show. So Stevie J wasn't able to make it back this Tuesday. Had some just some issues. He wasn't able to make it on, but which was actually okay, because this past Tuesday, if you guys were here on Tuesday, my show on Tuesday started about a half hour late. I still ended up going for about an hour, but there was something going. I'm not sure if it was YouTube or the OBS or what it was, but it was not wanting to work with me at all on Tuesday. Took about a half hour to get a stream off the ground and get it to where it was coming through, and it wasn't dropping frames, and just all that, the kilobytes and all that crap, dude. It wasn't. It ended up not. So it worked out that Stevie J had some issues as well. So because I was having my own issues, and they were worse issues. Trust me. And so I want to get some more guests on. If you guys know any particular reviewers or anybody who's available around that time of day, let me know, because I'd be more than happy to bring them onto the show to do. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to see if Stevie J can continue to make it on Tuesdays. I'm going to see if I can just make it a regular thing with him on Tuesdays, and then see if we can do something with different people on different days of the week. So then we can get different people on here, feature different channels and things like that. You guys know I like to well, I don't know, I guess I can't say I like helping build other channels, because dude, I'm a small channel I'm building, but I certainly have no problems working with other creators and talking about them here on my channel. That's what I do. I mean, I talk about other creators, not always in bad ways, usually always in good ways. You know what I mean? There's really only one channel I have ever They really talk about bad, and that's because he asked for it. Um, and that's, we've talked enough about that. I'm not even going to talk about that. But yeah, so I would like to have other guests on here, and even if you yourself, even if you don't have a channel where you upload videos, and you got a subject or something you want to talk about on movies, feel free to reach out to me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Here on YouTube, you can find in the about section my email. Send me an email. Say you want to come on the show, we can get on here and chat about some movies. And just let me know what topic you want to do, and that's all good, because like I said, I started doing that morning movie chat just as because I know a lot of people out there don't like the John Campea show. They don't like John Campea and all that stuff. Well, he's a guy that's kind of in the know, and they talk about like a lot of current events and stuff like that going on in the news. Stuff that he keeps his ear to the ground more on a little bit. But that's kind of what he focuses his show on, like me. But they talk a lot about movies through that, and I want to kind of grow something just like that. Maybe as an alternative for people out there who don't want to watch his show. And believe me, by no means do I think that I'm better than John Campea or can do better, because I watch his show like every single day. And the dude, whether you like him or not, like, you gotta give him some respect, man. He's doing a lot on his show, and he does pretty damn good on the show. Like, he's doing it himself right now, and it's still a well-produced program. And it was really good when they had the studio and all of that stuff. But he's still doing a good job over there. So, hey, my hat's off to the dude. Whether you like him or not, though, I totally understand. And that's why, I kind of started that morning movie chat. And also just a chance, to help build my channel and interact with wonderful people just like yourselves. Thank you all so much again for being here. Before we get into some of the things I want to talk about, and I'll probably touch on some of those comic books a little bit here more in just a second, I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. I see Tommy is here. And Tommy here says, been thinking of it for a hot minute about changing his avatar. He changed his avatar there. Did you just change it back on me, or does this thing need to refresh? I don't know. And he says, an entertainment hacker said something as well. Oh, about your avatar? All right. 19K Fox, welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. And, it's always awesome when we get people in here to help. It just helps keep the show a little bit more lively. Comixology 2, Tarzan, welcome to the live stream. Kyle Carter, thank you so much for being here. And yes, Comixology is another great one too. And I think on Comixology they have like a lot, like most of the publishers on there, just in one app through Marvel, DC, and I think they even have the indies on there as well. I haven't really checked them out so much, but yeah, there's certainly out there a good one to get your digital comics as well if you don't mind doing that. Cecil is a strange cat, but he is funny. Yeah, I never seen his channel before I actually seen it on Mad Max Reviews, where he was talking about the live stream that he got onto, and went on there, and there was a little bit of confrontation there, and I want to talk a little bit more about that. I'll probably spend a lot of time talking about that today, as a matter of fact. Kyle Carter again. I'm doing very well. Thank you all for thank you for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. How are you doing? How are you all doing? Let me know. Nice. K-Fox says Trinity's nuts. Yeah. Like I said, that's what I do for my business. That's why on Wednesday I didn't do my live stream, my morning movie chat. I had everything here ready to go while my order was delayed by a day. So I got out and got a little bit of work done, but I really needed my freight, so that on my busiest day, which is one of my busiest days, which was yesterday, I had to work freight all day and didn't get out to get no sales or anything. So life happens, shit happens, man. It all happened in shipping, and something probably happened somewhere, delayed it all, and what are they gonna do? I mean, like, it's already prepaid, you know what I mean? Like, through the company and everything when they ship it out. I mean, what, are they gonna give me a discount on my shipping bill because it arrived a day late? Are they gonna give me my money back? Yeah, no, man, I don't expect all that. I don't, but I'm sure there's probably people out there who probably call him every day pissed off because something like that happens, and there's just things that are out of your control, and you can't, like, I don't know. It seems like everybody always wants something for. I won't say it's nothing, but people always want something when they're dissatisfied. And what's up with that? You know what I mean? What's up with, okay, like I said, with my shipping company, but I used to work in retail and deal with that kind of stuff all the time, and people always want more, they want more. And, like I said, some people would be like, oh, like, they delayed your shipping for a day, like it got held up. Oh man, they better give your money back for that. Like, come on, man. Like, people still worked hard for that. You know, just like I don't know. There's other things out there where people end up suing people and all different kinds of stuff for silly reasons. It's like, come on, man. Just let them pay your medical bills. Make a couple dollars. People just out there trying to get rich. But in some instances, it's probably very called for. But sometimes you just like see, you know what I'm talking about when you see some of those things out there. People who are just taking it too far, and you're like, what? You're trying to get a whole new life. You're trying to get Oprah rich off of something that's really mostly your fault. It just happened at this place or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Just a bunch of silliness out there. But yeah. So yeah, I got all my stuff worked out. Went and had a busy day today, man. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. And I was here with you guys all this morning, and it was great. Hashtag Trinity's Nuts. Yes. Hashtag the Peanut Peddler. Or hashtag Peanut Peddler. There you go. Terzon says, glad it's Friday. Oh, man, I'm telling you, I am glad it's Friday. Glad it's here. I could go out and work tomorrow, but I think I'm going to go out and see if I can get a good ride in and maybe go out and see that Rambo movie. So many people talking about that right now. That Rambo's so hot right now. Tommy says, every day is Friday for me. Yes. Kyle Carter says, I wish I had that attitude. Terzon saying, just glad I don't have to take anyone to school tomorrow. Yeah, I know. I'm actually lucky because as far as taking kids to school, I'm not sure if you're referring to maybe that's your job, something that you do as well. But like we live right across the street from the school. It's a great school. It's right where my kids go to school at. So it's like perfect for us right now. But it's not so perfect because having to deal with some of these imbeciles out there on the road that just pull up. Like there was a lady that pulled up one morning while my wife had to take my son to school last year. This lady pulls up in front of my driveway, parks in my driveway like it's the damn curb for like a fucking half hour. Half hour. I've got this nice BMW sitting right in front of my driveway. My wife had to drive the thing off the curb to take my son to school. Oh, man, I was pissed. But I got pictures of it. I actually hopped right on the hood, plopped my fat ass right on there, and laid down. Right out there. Yeah, I got all comfortable. And then the lady, she's coming out. She's been parked there for half hour. My wife was probably on her way back by the time she actually left and was getting ready to be home in a few minutes. But she walks up to the car crying, and she goes, what she said? She goes, oh, I'm sorry, my son has autism. What? What are you talking about? And I told her, I said, what's your son's autism have to do with you blocking my driveway for a half hour? And she's like, and she starts all this stuff. I said, don't blame this on your son's autism. This is you. I said, you parked in front of my driveway. And she goes, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll never let it happen again. Well, I know you're not going to. I'm like, what are you doing? I said, if you need that, they've got a parking lot up front. They've got a curbside drop off. There's parking spaces here along like the whole neighborhood that you could go to. Like if he's late, he's late. Who cares? It's a minute or two. Like I don't think they're gonna butcher you for for him being 2 minutes late, 3 minutes late. I mean, you're just gonna have to walk him through the front of the school. But yeah, oh man, I was like, man, really? You tried to use your son's, his autism as your excuse for blocking my driveway for a half hour? Like, I don't, and my sister, my nephew, he's autistic, and I called my sister like as soon as that I got inside after I'm like, hey, have you ever blamed something on your son's autism? Like, anything, let alone blocking somebody's driveway for a half hour? And she's like, look, I mean, she had to be looking at her phone like, what? Because she goes, because she's like, what are you talking about? No, but and she kind of went into how ridiculous I was. I was like, okay, I was just calling to check. And we hung up after a couple minutes, and I'm sure she was probably saying like, what the hell's going on here? But yeah, I don't know. Schools, man, schools. But it's nice. We live right across the street from it. Joe Bo says, J.J. Abrams was your thoughts? Talking about that Spider-Man, yeah. I thought it was okay. It wasn't bad. It was, I've certainly read not as good first issues. Let me tell you that. I've certainly read not as good ones, but this one, like, it seemed a little on the nose. You know what I mean? It seemed like it seemed like Henry Abrams was writing about his son or his dad. You know what I mean? And like, oh, Dad, me, give me a job at Marvel, writing comics. I don't know. It seemed a little too on the nose. I mean, overall, it wasn't a bad first issue. I've certainly read worse ones. It did. I mean, I like the way it kind of it really thrust you right into the story. That Mary Jane dies. I mean, it was a pretty big climax at the very beginning, and then it kind of opens up just like. I don't know. I thought it was overall it was a pretty good issue, but was it the best? It wasn't the best. There are certainly better first issues out there. You want to read a good first issue? Go read the first issue of this Black Widow. This little series that the Saska sisters did. Go read that first issue. Excellent first issue. I thought it was great. God, want to read another great one was the one I was just talking about a minute ago too. Is that Once in Future first issue. This is a great first issue. This made me want the second one. Like after I read this at the comic shop, I told them I was like, put it on my pull list. I want it. So they went ahead and ordered it in. Yeah, that's how you do a first issue. You want to know another good first issue? Well, Neon Future. You could go look on my review, and I tell you how you can get a free digital copy of that there. You just go to Neon Future's website, and they'll send you out a first issue. You want to know how to do a first issue? This right here, Resonant issue #1 on Vault Comics. This is how you do a first issue. This makes you want more. Like I got done reading this issue, I called my comic shop. I don't live like 7 miles from my comic shop. I called them and said, dude, you have to put this on my comic book pull list. That's how you write a first issue. This one I just did this review not too long ago. Sarah and the Royal Stars. This is female-led book, fantasy book. Back in Renaissance or in the in Persia, and she's having to go there's like her people are they're suffering. The seasons won't change. They've reached the point of famine pretty much. You know what I mean? So the seasons aren't changing. Well, what happened was she's visited by this spirit, and it basically tells her like, hey, you gotta go. The royal stars are all enslaved, and you've got to go set them free, so we can bring everything back to normal. And somebody set a curse upon these stars, and we can't get them back here. So she has to go out on this mission to set these royal stars free to save her people. So in the first issue, I mean, they built it up really good. They introduced us to the characters. She went out and she met the first of these royal stars and set him free like right at the end. That was it. It cut apart right then. He get frees and like he gets his memory back, and because he couldn't remember who he was or what he was doing. And then she goes and sets him free, and he's like, whoa. He's like, and she says something to him. He's like, oh, I am the eye of the the eye of the bull. And and he looks all badass and everything. Oh well, he's where'd it go? He's right here on the. He's right here on the cover of the second issue. Like, it made me want to read more. They certainly weren't setups like that. No, not at all. But overall, I thought it was okay. It was okay. It wasn't bad. I'll give him some credit. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. But like I said, it made me want to read the second issue, and we'll see how it goes after the second issue. Terrazon says, meh on Abrams. Greetings, true believers. Yes, Wookiee Lives Matter. Welcome to the live stream. I never liked Slabrahams. I think he's okay. He's pretty good. I mean, he's definitely good with the member berries. He knows how to tug on those. You know what I mean? Simple Sparrow says, sup, nerd? What's up, man? How's it going? Man, are you working some more overtime? You out there putting them... you out there working on that stuff. Don't be making them blow up in your face, bro. Simple Sparrow's gonna have one of those blow up and shoot in his eye, and then he's gonna be going around telling cum jokes all the time. It'd be funny. But yeah, and like I said, yeah, the comics, those things have been really good. Those ones I was talking about. I think the Spider-Man one, yeah, it was okay. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and get into some topics here. Now, like I said, the other day, or earlier the other day, I said a lot of things the other day. Can't even remember them all. But the other day there was this live stream on, and he says, yeah, I'm working on that stuff actually. All right. Well, good deal, I guess. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Let me know down in the comments below, Simple Sparrow. So yeah, the other day, Cecil says that he had this live stream, and in case you guys don't know, if you guys don't follow Mad Max movie, is it Mad Max movie talk or Mad Max movie reviews here on YouTube? He's a pretty cool guy, man. He does these videos where he's I don't know. He just talks about different things. He's ranting and raving, and he's got his mask on. Like he has this great Ghost Rider one that's a skull and it's all flaming. He got the Darth Vader mask. What else did I say? I think he's got a Boba Fett one. I don't know, but he does. He's a pretty funny guy. But for a while, and I even said something when I first found his channel, and I seen a couple of these videos. I'm just like, come on, man. But making these videos, doing like so many people do, throwing some shade at Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. And but I'm not a fan of Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. I don't have a problem with him neither. He's just not my cup of tea. And then that's really that. That's about it. That's all I really have to say about that. But this guy, he don't like him. He had issues, and he was, making all these videos calling him out and everything. And if you guys know Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, like, well, I'm sure he cares about that stuff. Like, he don't care about that stuff. You making the videos about him, man, he don't care. He's just sitting there, like, dude, he'll egg it on. Yeah, make more videos. Go ahead. So, this was going on, but like I said, Mad Max, pretty cool guy, like I said, and I even said in one of his videos, like, you're a cool dude, man, like, I like your videos, but, I want to see you do more, and then, I think, just even a couple of days before all this had happened, he actually did a video talking about something else. I was like, hey, like, this is a good one. I like, this is a great video. Like, like, I want to see, and that's one thing I want to see out of all content creators is for them to do more and grow their wings and get better at their craft and what they're doing. One guy who's really turned a corner. One guy who's really turned a corner. Like I've seen a couple of his videos, and watching his channel and stuff. I'm like, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. And I left some feedback, and we kind of talked a couple times here back and forth. But a guy who's really come into his own, you know who it is? Rhodes Rants. You know what I mean? Like, he's always been himself, but like I've noticed, like, lately, over, like, I don't know, maybe like the past month or so, like, he's really stepped it up, and he's gotten a lot better on his videos and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I've liked it a lot more. Like, I go to his videos and I'm watching them. I'm like, yeah, there we go. Like, I see a progression there, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is. But he's grown, and it's good. It's good to see. You know what I mean? And that's what I like, hopefully, and that's what I want for all people, hopefully we can all get better in doing something. And that's why it's important to leave content creators, comments down in the comments, on their videos, or, even get a hold of them on places. Like I tell you guys to get a hold of me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, here on YouTube, all that kinds of different stuff. Because it helps us grow. Maybe, there was somebody told him something. He's like, ooh, okay, ooh, like, that's good. And he ran with whatever it is, and it's changed, because I could see the progression. It's great. It's great seeing something like that, and me, I don't know, a lot of us don't really notice it when we're here on our channels because we're the ones making the videos, so we don't really notice. We just, like, okay, we maybe take something into consideration, and we don't see how it changes compared to you, the viewers, do. So yeah, he's certainly somebody out there. But this guy Mad Max, and I made a comment on him, like, hey man, I'd like to see you do more than just angry Jeremy videos. And he did one, and one that wasn't really about any of that, and I was like, oh wow, like, this was a good one. But then his next video was, back to the same old, you know what I mean? And like, I get it, if you've got something to say, yeah, go ahead and say it. But, like, I don't know, you guys know me, I always say, do we have to keep beating it up? We're not talking about that. You know what I'm talking. Do we have to keep beating the dead horse? How about that? Yeah. Do we have to, I don't think we do. But if you got something to say, Phil, it's your channel. That's what you do. You go and say whatever you want. But and then apparently, he went and made another one. Then he released one just the other day. I think it was on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? He released one where he was talking about this live appearance that he did on Cecil Says. And I'd never heard of Cecil Says. So I watched all of Mad Max's video. Watched it. Like I said, he's a funny dude. I just like how he presents and all that kind of stuff. I would just like to see him do more stuff. Because I can tell just the way he is. I'd love to see his commentary on just some other things. If you guys don't know his channel, go check out his channel. Certainly check it out. And maybe before I tell you to go check out his channel, I should tell you a little bit more, like exactly what it is, because I think it's Mad Max Movie Talks. Mad Max Movie, yeah, okay, yeah, Mad Max Movie Talk. You know, I could easily drop that down in the comments there. But yeah, like he's a funny dude. But you know, again, somebody I want to see do more stuff. And so anyway, he was talking about this. He was talking about this live stream that he did where he actually got on there on Cecil Says, and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers was on there. Ethan Van Skyver was on there, and God, who was this other guy? John Malone. John Malone. I think that was the guy's name, and they were all on there having a chat, and okay, there we go. I dropped Mad Max's channel right down there in the comments. But so he was talking. He got on there, and I watched the whole live stream. It was like almost 4 hours long. But you know, it was on. I ended up watching it on Thursday while I was out in my garage working freight. The same day that LB from the Lonely Banter had his live stream, saying goodbye. Goodbye, LB. We're gonna miss you. In case you guys missed that live stream, you missed out. Let me tell you, you can't go watch it now. But yeah. So the stream on Cecil Says, and I'm gonna get ready to make a big old circle here because we're gonna go off. You guys know, like I've talked about this before. I don't follow Comic Artist Pro Secrets, Ethan Van Skyver's channel. Just because he don't make enough consistent content that I like watching. You know, I've been there and scrolled through his videos. You know, and I occasionally get on there and click him and check him out because the dude's funny. The dude's funny. But again, like I said, just not enough consistent content that I like. And I think, you know, and he's a big channel, so he's not very hard to find. You know, it comes through my home feed and all that stuff. So it's never hard to find. You know what I mean? So, and believe me, I don't think a channel like him is hurting very much just from one subscriber. But yeah, so you know, I don't have a problem with the guy. The dude's a funny dude. You know, like I remember some of the first videos of his I watched. I was like, like, oh man, this is great, absolutely great, dude. Like I love this dude. But and I think I subscribed for a little while, and then I just unsubscribed. I'm like, and that's when because I was like, yeah, not enough consistent content that I like. You know, just for it to in my subscription feed because there's a lot of channels I follow. So, you know, so I unsubscribed him. I'm like, he's not somebody that's going to be hard to find. Like some of the smaller channels that I like and like watching their videos, they're a little harder to find. They're not always coming through the home feeds and all that stuff. So, you know, I'm sure you guys know how that is. But so he was on the show, and I got to tell you guys, like, it's not like I ever had any kind of low level respect for Ethan Van Skyver at all. But he really, really like gained a lot of respect for me during this live stream. Over there on Cecil Says the other day, because dude, just because he was bringing up some really great points and just kind of just like nailing it so good, like I was almost in tears, man. I'm sitting there working, I was like, man, you preaching, Ethan, you preaching, pricing my shit out in the garage, like you preaching, man. I don't know. And this was during the conversation that he was having with Mad Max when they brought Mad Max on. But one of the things I wanted to bring up because early on in the stream, pretty early on in the stream, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers had actually mentioned Mad Max in there in the video, talking about, oh yeah, you know, this guy out there, he's all mad at me making all these videos, and he was like, yeah, egg the guy on, so keep making videos. He's like, I even put on Twitter, I made a thing and tagged him, and he's like, keep making videos, dude. And yeah, like I said, if you all know Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, man, he ain't gonna care about that. Of course he's gonna egg it on. Of course he's gonna egg it on, you know. That's just how he is. And you know, Mad Max, I think he had that much of issues with Jeremy. He's like, oh, I will, you know. He don't have no problem. You don't have no problem doing that. But it's not like he was like pumping out a bunch of videos, like a video every day about it. So I'll give him that. You know, there was some time in between there. But one of the things at the very beginning, I don't know, because Jeremy had mentioned to him about 45 minutes into the live stream, and I don't know, I think it was about an hour and a half in or so, maybe not even that soon. It might not have even been that much later in the stream, but they noticed that Mad Max was down in the live stream, down in the chats, and Jeremy made mention, was like, oh my god, he's here, dude, like I'm telling you, the guy's stalking me. And because Jeremy was kind of talking about what was going on and everything, all the drama with all of that stuff, and they were just kind of talking about that stuff. And Ethan Van Skyver, like right there, I don't think any of the other guys heard him or they just didn't pay him attention or whatnot. But he goes, well, he said, just drop. He's like, send him a link. Just invite him in here right now. Like, just bring him on. And that was early on in the stream. He told me, like, hey, just bring him on, and they didn't bring him on. I mean, I think the live stream ended up being like 3.5 hours, and they didn't bring him in till like maybe the last 45 minutes of the movie of the live stream or something like that. But he told him early on. He said bring him on. And he wasn't like mad or nothing. EVS, he just said bring him on. Like send him a link, and I was and he was the only one that mentioned it, and I think they all heard him, but, they just didn't really, just like, hey, but, I think he said it like twice, bring him on, and I'm like, hey, well that's cool, and then, the conversation went on and on and on for a while, and then, eventually they did, Mad Max was still there in the links, and, Jeremy had mentioned him again and brought him up, and they were talking about a lot of stuff, just about a lot of stuff on the live stream. I was there having a good time listening to it, and it was funny, while I was sitting there working. And, Mad Max was still on there, and he was commenting in the comment section. Jeremy, of course, was, being a rebel rouser and was, like, laughing. He was like, oh, man, see, this dude's here stalking me still. Ah! Just, I don't know. You guys, if you guys ever watched, Jeremy from Geeks to Get, you guys know how he gets, And he was just there having fun. And so, but Ethan, once again, told him, he was like, dude, just send the guy out a link. Bring him onto the show and let us talk to him. So they went ahead and sent him out a link, and, EVS was sitting down on there. He even told him, like, hey, don't, before they even got him on, like, hey, don't be afraid, man. Like, we're not going to sit here and attack you and all that kinds of stuff, like, it's all good, dude, and, I was like, yeah, man, like, I don't see what, and I was like, they should have done this, like, a long time ago at the beginning of the show. And brought him on when he first responded, I thought, when EVS had first mentioned it. So they bring Mad Max on, and and then it got a little interesting after that. They were kind of talking about what was going on, and it was some of the stuff that Mad Max was even saying in his video, like, he kind of stuttered, and just like wasn't so good, keeping up with the pace. It was a late night for him and all these things, but like Jeremy on there, like, to me, Jeremy's just Jeremy, and, like, I was like, man, he's being kind of a dick, like, but I get it, because Mad Max has been making all these videos about him, but I was like, kind of being a dick. He kept interrupting him, not letting him talk, and, just like, dude's trying to answer, and Jeremy just talks back over him, trying to, ask him another question in the middle of his answer, and just that kind of stuff, but I'm like, come on, dude, just, you don't have to be a dick. The guy's here talking to you. I mean, you want to talk to him, but again, I can't blame Jeremy for that neither, because this dude's been making videos about him for, months on end. And like I said, not every day, but I don't know, there's been quite a few of them. And anyway, so, yeah, I can't blame Jeremy for, being confrontational like that. Dude's been making videos about him, and they're finally on a stream together. And that's what I like seeing. I like seeing these kinds of things. This was a great video. If you guys haven't seen it, you should go check it out. And you could probably look up Cecil Says, and it'll come up really quick, because he's kind of a bigger guy out there, it looks like, as well. And I'd never seen his stuff before neither. But it was a pretty good live stream, and they got on there, and Jeremy was, he was being a big meanie, and but they sat there and they had a conversation and everything. And here's what I'm getting at is EVS on there, like, he was like, man, he brought up some great points, dude. Like I said, I was sitting there like, I was like, man, preach it, dude. Like, this dude, like, and he was being cool too, to Mad Max and everything, all the stuff that he was talking about, because Mad Max even brought up some comics gay stuff, and you could tell, like, EVS was, like, bothered by a couple of the things he was saying, but he still kept his cool the whole time, and and that's, like, you could tell, like, he might have been a little bit heated, but he just went out there and just set the record straight, man. Like, he just bam, just fucking laid it out. And it was great, dude. Like, I was sitting there, oh man, is this thing better? Okay. All right. Thought this thing was acting up there. He just straight laid it out on the table, like, hey man, like, if you got a problem with these things, like, these things, you need to let people know these kinds of stuff. Like, if there's creators out there not getting books out on time or anything, because that was one of the things Mad Max was talking about, just all these different things. And they were talking about super chats, because Mad Max was picking about that. And they also talked about because he also was calling some of these guys in, in like the Comicsgate cam girls and stuff like that, just trying to get time on these live streams and all that stuff. And and I think that's when EVS, you could tell he kind of got a little bit heated, but he really just broke it on down to him and said, hey man, this is how we do our business. This is how we do our business, is through YouTube on these live streams, interacting with people. Like, he's got a big channel, and he's built, however he built it with the, teaching artist secrets and stuff like that. And now he does different content and just different things like that, right? Okay, so he's like, we need these platforms to promote our books. When other people have us on their platforms, that's good for us. And if we have a good working relationship for them, that's good for us. It's good for the business. If you don't like Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, that's fine. But I get on his channel because he has a good reach. He has a big channel. We get along great. We're pretty good friends. And he helps us promote our books. It's not that we're cam girls. Like, this is how we promote our books. We're not in comic store. Like, dude, like he just fucking laid it out, bro. And like, I was, like I've said, and he went into a lot more than that. Explained a lot of the industry that me as a person, like, I just got back into reading comic books last year. I don't know a whole lot about Comicsgate and everything like this and that. And he was bringing up some fucking great points to Mad Max, and even Mad Max was like, oh, well, shit, man, and because he was talking about, supporting some of these books. He's like, yeah, some of them are more expensive. Yeah, this and that. And he's like, but, we're trying to do something else, like trying to do something unique. And, this is what we need. And these super chats, they help us, have extra money because, we don't get all the money in the world from our books, because it's taken time to put them out. And, it helps us be able to put, these extra little things into production, into our channels, into this, into that. They're like, it helps, it's all that little bit more to help them. It's not about, just trying to get rich off of super chats and things like that. Dude, I'm telling you, just fucking broke every single thing down. And dude, I'm telling you, I was out there working out in my garage and I was like fucking in nearly tears because I'm like, damn, man, fucking preach it, dude. You know what I mean? And I'm telling you, EVS, man, he fucking gained a lot of respect from me on that live stream. Because like I said, I never, and like I said, it's not like I had a low amount of respect for the dude or anything at all, or discounted anything he said or any of his knowledge or anything like that. Like I said, I thought the guy was great. I just don't really subscribe to his channel just for those reasons. But like dude, he just straight the fuck laid it out, and I was like, damn, bro, like he made me feel bad for not backing up some of these Comicsgate books, because the way he just broke it all out, I was like, he's got some fucking great points, bro. He's got some great points. And I mean, and I've backed a book out there. I'm not sure that anybody would necessarily consider him Comicsgate, or if he would even consider himself Comicsgate, really. But I did back White Lily issue number 3, Preston Poulter. And in case you guys don't know who that is, apparently a lot of people got problems with him because there was some misunderstandings. That had happened along here as well. But this was something I talked about through before, and something we're going to get a little more into also is like misunderstandings and just like and just all of this discourse and what it means, because like there's Comicsgate, it's just like it's a hashtag, and it's like a movement. It's a collection of these artists and writers and things like that who don't want the politics in their comic books and things like that. And that's as basic as it gets. I really don't know a whole lot more about that, but it kind of has lots to do with that. And obviously, if you work at that's hard to say, man. And so obviously, if you work at a place like Marvel, you have standards and things like that, and certain guidelines you have to go by, but that's a silly argument. I'm not going to say something stupid like that. RevCav Reviews, welcome to the live stream. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm going to go ahead and get through some of these chats again really quick. Let's see. Okay, 19K Fox says Spider-Man will be all set up with no payoff. Yeah, it could be. I mean, but it's his son writing it. It's his son. I think his son is probably doing, helping write a lot of it too. I think he was just out there, trying to get his sons in the door, get him a job. You know what I mean? Get him a job. Hey, my father set me up with my first job. Well, not my first, like my first real job, like where I was getting checks job. So hey, he does what he does, yeah. And we all know most businesses work off of nepotism anyway, you know what I'm saying? Simple Sparrow says, there's no such thing as overtime for salary job, right? Yeah, for salary boys. Yeah, that's a sad thing, dude. I remember you was telling me about that the other day. And that's what I said, man. Don't be shooting yourself in the eye with one of those things. It's not going to be good. We need those drones keeping an eye on us all. Tommy says everyone feels they need a villain. I think that's what it feels like. Yeah, yeah. Wookie says I got locked out of Facebook and Twitter. That's funny. Rob Worst says anybody on YouTube is just another person on the internet. Everybody on camera is just another person on the internet. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what I say. If you guys know me here, man, I take no ego in any kind of thing like that. Like some of these people really take offense when somebody says like the littlest thing about them. Like whoa, dude. Like apparently we're talking to somebody who's really sensitive here. But yeah, I'm just a dude in his house making silly videos, man. And I appreciate people that come here and watch them. Wookie Lives Matter says I saw that stream. EVS used to do critique art. Used to do critique artwork. People would send him for pointers. That was all before Disney. He doesn't do those anymore. Okay, yeah, as I was saying, that's what somebody was telling me. Does like pro tips like for artists and like I thought that, like somebody was saying like teaching people how to draw shortcuts, just things like that to do good, or like certain types of art and stuff like that. I haven't seen any of those videos. Most of his videos I've seen are, the ones where they're talking about, just the stuff, a lot of the stuff that he does on his videos. But yeah, he says I can't type apparently. Rev Kev, hey, what's up? Okay, Wookie Lives Matter says Cancer Cast was cool a while ago and with Cecil and Nurkish. I've never heard of that. Again, I just found Cecil, and I thought his stuff was hilarious, dude. I was like, dude, who is this guy? This guy's fucking hilarious, man. This is great stuff. Hope everyone is having a great evening. I'm having a great evening. I hope you are as well, Rev Kev. I hope you're having a good evening as well. Tommy says doing good, Rev Kev. Hope you are as well. Simple Sparrow says, bro, Area 51 was lit. I bet it was, man. Did that happen? Did that happen already? Did anybody die? Did they storm it? I don't know, man. PB Culture says, Fandom confrontation? What is happening? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm talking about, I'm not sure if you caught it, Pop Culture PB. Welcome to the live stream, by the way. I was talking about that live stream on Cecil Says the other day, where Mad Max went on there and was talking with EVS and Jeremy, and they had a couple other guests on there on Cecil's channel. It was a pretty good live stream. Really great. Like I said, it was almost 4 hours long, and I listened to the whole damn thing. But yeah, like I said, Ethan Van Sciver really gained a lot more respect for me that night, dude. I was like, damn, dude, like he really held it down. He explained a lot, and like I said, the one book I've backed was Through Pest and Polter, and I'm gonna get ready to get into more of that here as soon as I get done talking about what happened in this live stream. So we see through the course of the live stream, like I said, Jeremy was down there, being kind of a dick. But again, I understand because dude's been coming at him for a while, and hey, you what you gotta do, man. I can't blame the guy. But again, like in his position, like he don't gain any respect from me for that. He don't lose any. Like I said, Jeremy's Jeremy. Yeah, I don't really mind. I just don't really. I don't subscribe to his channel or anything. Again, he's a big YouTuber. His thing comes on, through my not subscription feed, but through my home feeds and stuff. When I want to see it, want to see the videos, he's not hard to find, man. But again, that more comes down to just certain channels not putting out consistent content that I like and like watching. I mean, you wouldn't subscribe to a channel if there wasn't a channel out there that you didn't subscribe, that you didn't watch enough of their videos. You just be like, okay, it would probably come across your feed every now and again. You go check it out. It's just that simple. And then, but yeah, Ethan Van Sciver really broke it down, and you could see Mad Max, was there bringing up all of his points to him, and he didn't back down or anything, and they weren't, like I said, they weren't mean to him at all or anything neither. I mean, like later Cecil was being Cecil, I guess, and throwing out these hilarious questions that were coming in as super chats, and I don't even know if they were. I was busy working, so I couldn't watch the replay of it. But yeah, it was pretty funny. I was really I was laughing pretty hard about that. Do some of that, and and that was something Mad Max was talking about. He's like, they're getting on there with all these gay jokes and stuff. This was in Mad Max's video. He's like, I'm not into that stuff. He's like, I'm not saying anybody's homophobic or anything when they laugh about that stuff. And I'm like, I don't care about that stuff neither, man. People joke and they make jokes and perverse stuff. Yeah, it's whatever, man. I'm not a pansy like that, dude. Dude, I grew up through the 80s and 90s. You can't crack me, okay? That's the thing. That's the thing with some of us, we were alive in the motherfucking 80s. Okay, we fucking lived through everything, and people long before us could do the same thing, right? You don't think that people went through the fucking 60s and 70s with all the fucking hippies and they dealt with some of the same shit that we're going through these days right now? Like, people sitting there going, what the, who the fuck are these crazy people out here in this world? What? History repeats itself, folks. History repeats itself. So anyway, yeah, it was a pretty good. It was a pretty good live stream, and I thought it was really good. But again, it brings up, once again brings up, just more discourse. Like I said, we see a lot of this in the Fandom Menace, and again, that's because and that to me that's one of the problems, and that's one of the things like Ethan Van Sciver was talking about, like with Comicsgate. It's like a hashtag. Like really, all you got to do is adhere to this and consider yourself Comicsgate and be a creator and consider yourself that, because it's not really a movement with like a leader or anything out there. There's just people who have been more prominent in building up the community of Comicsgate creators and things like that, and I get that. That's the thing. You get these certain creators, and that's like what Jeremy is too. Jeremy is one of those people with his channel, Geeks and Gamers, and his reach, and what he does is he reaches out to other content creators and helps them build his platform and helps build them in return. Like he invests in them as well. And that's the thing, like he was talking about with the Comicsgate and stuff, is we get, of course, in any of these things, of course, people have different varying levels of opinions. And we've talked about this here on the channel. I've talked about this, and I say we. When I say we talk about it too. You guys are in there interacting, right? Shit, smash that fucking like button. Anyway, and did you guys know I'm giving away these movies? Did you guys know that? I'm giving these away. And I don't have to tell you guys to subscribe, because I know if you're here watching right now, you're subscribed to my channel. That's right, because you're awesome. And as soon as I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to give away copies of those. And granted, it's just digital copies, but hey, it's all the same. Who buys physical media these days anyway? All right, yeah, but so yeah, and again, he was talking about that those kind of, he's like, it's just kind of a movement. He's like, there's no real leaders to it. And then of course this week of all weeks, I even seen my good friend Abu Nas, part of the Dark Council that we go and do some Black Guys and a Drunk on Tuesdays. He made a video this week talking about like the Fandom Menace and all these things, and I've been seeing a lot of this lately. A lot of these people saying, talking about the Fandom Menace and just this kind of divide in the community. And the thing is like sometimes I wonder, if does everybody know what it looks like from the outside? Because I'm not a Fandom Menacer. I interact with a lot of people who are and say they're Fandom Menace and stuff like that, because a lot of them are cool people. I don't have a closed mind either. But a lot of them are cool people. And they're willing to interact and have conversations with people and confront one another and be and confront others as well. Just a lot of times on things like Twitter and Facebook, they like to have fun and be silly and make jokes, and people take offense to that. You know what I mean? And by all means, on the other side, there's other people out there too who don't like the Fandom Menace, who they do the same thing, and then they all get all mad at each other and they block each other on Twitter and Facebook and all this stuff. It's like, yeah. And we see the same thing going on even within the Fandom Menace. And the thing is like, does anybody ever stop to see, and this goes for people in the Fandom Menace who've been kind of like with some of this fighting and stuff that's been going on, or even people the divide of Fandom Menace and people who are anti-Fandom Menace or whatever you want to consider them. I don't know, man. I don't know what it's all about. But like, does anybody think to consider what it looks like from the outside? Like people, like somebody new into Star Wars, they type in Star Wars on YouTube, they get on there, and then all of a sudden they see some of these videos and stuff, and they're like, like, what's going on here? Like, I was just here to watch like a fucking quick clip about some Star Wars and shit leading up to the movie, but fuck, I don't even know if, like, I'm new to this whole thing, man. I ain't ready for all this, man. Give me a little battle angel, shit. But yeah, I seen even my brother Abu Nasi made a great video earlier this week, and I think that was on Wednesday too, talking about the same thing, a lot of the same things that Ethan Van Sciver even talked about on Cecil's stream, talking about, it's like, it's a hashtag. It's just like, it's kind of more like, it's a state of mind, man. You know what I mean? It's not like a group or anything. And that's the funny thing, is I noticed everybody coming out lately saying it's not a group. It's not a group. But then it's still, we feel this way. We're not a group. We. We're not a group. Huh? And I've heard this from a lot of people. I've seen a lot of this lately. We are not a group. And that's really all I got to stop is right there. You know, it doesn't matter what you say after that. We are not a group. Hmm. I don't know. I don't know about that. You know? And that's not to say that you're a group for this or that, or, you know, that everybody thinks the exact same. It's just, but we are not a group. I don't know. I don't know. I'd say that you are. I'd say that you are. And that's okay. Now the thing is the problem when it comes to groups is that every group needs what? A leader, right? Every group needs a leader, and that to me, and that's the thing with like the comics gay, and even with, you know, like the Fandom Menace, there has to be, even within the fact that it's not necessarily like you can have any of your thoughts, whether you like whether you like the Last Jedi or don't like the Last Jedi, or whether you like the prequel series or don't like the prequel series, or whether you like the new Rambo or you don't like the new Rambo, or whether you this or that or this or that. That doesn't make the difference, right? So, the thing is okay, that's cool. There's varying degrees of, you know, of things that people agree and disagree with, and that's fine. But the thing is, ultimately, every group needs a leader, and there needs to be people at the forefront of that, at least somewhat handling it and keeping it, you know, just kind of reeled in a little bit. And not, you don't have to be at the leader, but like somewhat, because people need leaders, you know what I mean? People need leaders. And man, if that is starting to lag, let me know, because on my end it's starting to show that I'm getting some dropped frames and stuff here. Please let me know that in the comments, please. But yeah, and the thing is, like, you don't have to be a leader to yeah, and it doesn't mean that you can't keep everything under control, but there still needs to be some sort of people there with like the guidelines. And I was even talking about that last week, because like I said, I don't know a whole lot about Comicscape, but I still feel that even within Comicscape, there needs to be somebody, and you know, there are people who are more influential than others, because those are the people that people look to more than they do others. The people with the bigger voices, the people with the bigger platforms. So that's one of the things that's important. And that was one of the things I was saying. Like, even I think even within Comicsgate, they still need a leader. And to me, honestly, I honestly feel this way. And of course, I don't know much about the business. And one of these days, if I could reach out to somebody like an Ethan Van Sciver and actually get him, I don't even have to get him here on the show. Just talk to the guy to ask him some of those kind of questions. I think it would just be good for somebody like that to, you know, gather maybe a handful of really other big creators who have the reach like himself, and make a business, do something open, maybe start their own publishing company, and to bring in these other creators to not only help promote their books, but to actually print them and just basically make their own label and do it however they want in that style. And I'm not saying it would work, and I'm not saying they want to, because you know, I'm sure it's not cheap doing all of this stuff. It would take a lot, and it takes a lot of management. I mean, to open up a company like that takes a lot. So I understand why it hasn't happened either. When people can get artists and get writers and put a book together, get it to a printer, and get it all out, and I understand that's not easy neither. You know what I mean? But I would, you know, something like that, I feel like they could still do a grassroots movement like that and get a bigger publishing company together to make the books for creators, and obviously, you know, bring in creators, and you know, and then make it more of a thing like that. You know, and again, I don't know that it's something that could work or is viable, but it would seem to be like it is, because it's not like the demand isn't there for it, right? It's not like the demand isn't there for it. And plus, the way I look at it too is, you know, it's one of the books that I've been reading recently. But also, like I was telling you guys before about Vault Comics, the one I was talking about earlier, they got issues like Resonant. They got issues like Mall. They got issues like what was this other one I had here? Sarah and the Royal Stars. They got these books. Vault Comics just kicked off in 2016. You know what I mean? So they went out, and I don't know how they started. I don't know all the history of it or anything, but they went out there and started, a publishing company, and started making books. And so I think it's possible. Another one of my favorite books here. I've talked about them on the show here plenty of times. Neon Future. Neon Future is on Impact Theory Comics. Okay, if you guys don't know who Impact Theory is, go here on YouTube and look them up. Look up Impact Theory, or just type in Tom Bilyeu. Look up Tom Bilyeu, and they started this. This is the only title that they have. This is the only title that they have on this thing. And what they do is basically through their company, they're trying to help people live better lives. On the Impact Theory channel, Tom Bilyeu's channel, he talks to a lot of people like doctors, scientists, and other people in business who have been successful and found some sort of degree of success, and just talks to them about what makes them successful. Because that's something, listening to those kinds of stories is something that can help make you be successful. It's certainly something that's helped me in my life, hearing people's journeys and stuff. But see, like this right here, this is some more of the artwork from Neon Future. You know what I mean? This is the only title this company has. They did this, and these guys did this like old school style. They've been putting this out through local comic shops. I found this at my local comic shop. They've been going to Comic Cons and different things like that. And so like it can be done. It can be done. But obviously, Tom Bilyeu, they had a thing going on. They had some money. They probably obviously had some money to put into it. But you can still find investors, or you can put, if you're willing to bet that you can put together just a handful, if you own a house, people have things to put up for collateral. People do it all the time. You know what? Because that's something that helps motivate you. Something that helps motivate you to want to do something. You say you got your house paid off. You just got your house paid off, right? You just got your house paid off, and you want to start this new project, this new thing, and you go and you're like, you put your house on the line to get this thing started, right? That's something that helps motivate you and get you there. And again, I'm not saying that it's easy, because I'm sure it's probably hard to do. But like I said, I would have to talk to somebody, and it would have to be somebody like an Ethan Van Sciver, because any of us who fucking read comic books out there, we don't know shit about the comic book industry. Okay, we don't. We don't know shit about the fucking comic book industry. We know that they got writers, they got editors, they got artists, they got letterers, they got this, they got that, blah, blah, blah. They print them and they fucking release them in comic book stores, or they get online. That's all we you know what I mean? Like, we don't really know about the rest of that stuff. Most of us, there's other people out there who've been in the comic industry who knows. So I would have to talk to somebody like that who actually knows the industry. But I'm saying that it's obviously got to be possible. If Impact Theory is doing it through local comic book shops and building, dude, they got my attention. And I just started reading comic books again last year, just a little over a year ago. So it's not like I'm some big fucking comic guy that's been, keeping an eye out on new shit that's coming out, new and cool shit. You know what I mean? So I think it's possible. I think it's possible to still out there to do something like that. And I think that's something that, I think creators out there like that should do, maybe get get a handful of them together. They'd have to get lawyers and all that stuff, draw up contracts and everything, obviously. And that's not easy to do. And it's probably not cheap neither, to do something like that. Cause I think it's possible for them guys to do that. And of course it's the same thing. It comes back to that thing. Like, you need a leader, you need somebody there to step up to the plate to help guide the whole thing. In this case, you get a few of them, but it's the same thing with the YouTube stuff. Is you need leaders there. And to me, it's the same thing with the Fandom Menace thing. And it's something, and the reason I bring this up is because Josh over the Den of Nerds has been talking about this thing lately, wanting to bring in the Gray Order, this new thing. And I'm like, oh cool, like I'd be a part of that. You know what I mean? Because I love the Den of Nerds. I love what they're doing. I love how they handle stuff. Just the channel's a great channel, and I like what they're doing. So but they're trying to do something like that. And even Josh was saying, like, it's something that's not easy to manage. Like, we just need to get started and, just kind of have this, have it be like this certain way. But, like, there's really no way to handle it after that. We just got to kind of get it started, and it becomes a beast of its own. And yeah, so, but again, that's not to say that, you don't get it created and then you just let it go. Is you still have, this group of people who were kind of the leaders of it, who just kind of help, keep things steered in the right direction about what this is all about, as opposed to it's just a hashtag, we're just doing this and that, we're it's just a hashtag of people who feel like this, and that's it. You know what I mean? It's not that simple. Yeah, come on. You guys know it and I know it. It's not that fucking simple. You know what I mean? These things, even these movements, whether it's just a fucking hashtag and it's just a state of mind or whatnot, shit like that still needs somebody out in front of it being like, hey, like we're kind of the, like not necessarily the leaders, but we're the bigger voices of people in this certain niche of creators or group of people. And here's how it is, and here's how we see it, and here's how it is. Now, that's not to say that there aren't other people who have different feelings or view it differently or this and that, and that's how it is. But here is what the core of it is, and here's how we lay it out. And there are of course, other people out there who have feelings that we don't agree with, but this is our general principles and things like that. And of course you still put yourself in a position when you do things like that, and that's the hard thing about it. And that's why I still say it's just bullshit that it's a fucking hashtag. And same thing with any of that shit, because it still needs fucking leaders. Okay, and that's not saying that you have to guide everybody and that you have to go out there and defend everybody or bring everybody onto your channel for this and that because they use the same fucking hashtag or any of that bullshit. It doesn't mean none of that. All it means is you need at least some people at the forefront of everything saying, hey, like, here's kind of how we feel about this stuff. Here's kind of how we're looking at it. Here's kind of how it is. And, there are, like I said, there are other people out there who do different things, talk about different things, and view it a different way as well. And, hey, that's cool. Like, we're not here to regulate everything, but we're here to help out this. Help out this. We want to keep this like centralized like this, and this is kind of the direction we are. And hey, but you still feel free to hang out with us if you're willing to be cool and have conversations. And I think that's what it's ultimately about, right? That's ultimately what it's about. And again, that's just me on the outside of it all looking in. That's just me on the outside of it all looking in, because like I said, I'm not part of any of that stuff. I'm cool with everybody, man. I'm cool with all these dudes, people who are part of the Fandom Menace, people who aren't, people who are comic skaters, people who aren't, I don't care about that shit, man. You cool, man? I'm cool. Fuck, I don't care. You wanna we meet one of these days out in the out at the bar, out at the club or something? Shit, buy me a beer. Fucking cool, dude. I got the next one. Shit, man. I wish I could go see fucking. Oh man. Wish I could go see Mr. Bungle in February. $200 though, man. Fucking scalpers, dude. Fucking scalpers. There's nobody lower in the world than people who fucking scalp tickets. $45 fucking dollars is all it costs to go to the goddamn shit, and they're all fucking bought up in a handful of seconds. And you want me to pay $200 fucking dollars, dude? I wish it was one of those things like the old school days where I could meet you somewhere. And beat the fucking shit out of you for fucking getting me for fucking $200 for a $45 ticket. How about 80? How about 80? I'll fucking pay $80, no problem. But 200, man, come on, man, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, dude. You're killing me. $80, I'll be happy. I'll pay double price. I'll go 90. Damn, I want to see Mr. Bungle. I'm gonna get back here into the live chats and see what everybody's got to say. I've been flapping my gums for a little while here, getting cottonmouth too. He says, bro, Area 51. Okay, Fandom Confrontation, what is happening? Kyle Carter says, I can't believe DC hired Zoe Quinn. I don't even know who the fuck Zoe Quinn is, man. But if it's DC, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Hell, if it's Marvel, I wouldn't be surprised. Shit, I don't know. There's much that could surprise me anymore these days. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I don't know who Zoe Quinn is or what she does. Is that like for the TV show? Is she an actress? I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below. Yeah, I'm not sure. What that, if anyone's keeping up. Yeah, I don't know what that is. But yeah, let me know about it down in the comments below, because it sounds familiar. I just I don't know who she is or what DC hired her for, like what she does or anything. Tommy says, they who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. Indeed, they are. And we need to learn from history, but the other thing is we also need to have conversations, man. You know what I mean? Have conversations with people.
You know what I mean? I'm willing to have anybody here on my channel. Even somebody I don't like, shit, you want to come on my channel? We have a conversation, shit. Let's do it. Let's talk, man. That's some of the best live streams I ever watch here on YouTube. Or fucking just people talking. With each other, Like, some of my favorite ones are people who don't like, who have never worked together, who haven't talked together. Maybe they have differing opinions on stuff. Those are some of my best ones because, especially when they're with people who have differing opinions and they're cool cats. Like they got cool heads and they're not sitting there fucking yelling at each other the whole time and talking over each other and all that kind of stuff. Like when they just have a good civil conversation. Those are some of my favorite videos to watch here on YouTube. I love them, and I would love to have some of those conversations here on this channel. I'd like to bring some people on, and I'm going to start doing that because I'm going to start having some different people on to talk about some different things going on out there, and just to shed some more light on stuff that I don't really know as much about. And just, again, for a lot of us, just getting time to sit down with one another and schedule time, because a lot of us are on different time zones and stuff like that. I'm out on the West Coast. Most of the dudes I follow and hang out with seem to be on the East Coast. Even Den of Nerds, they're over on the East Coast as well. So, timing is always a thing. That 3 hour time difference, that's quite a difference. It really is. It really is. PB Pop Culture PB. I always says PB Pop Culture PB says we are a group. People are just afraid of being associated with people like Vox Day. I don't know who Vox Day is. I mean, I know Vox is that's that channel that one guy used to work for, right? Is that what you're talking about, Vox? I don't know. But movements fail without leaders. Period. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's why, and I'm not, like I said, it's not like they've got to step up and rule over it all. It's like, this is how it is, here's how it is, and anybody time somebody says something like that's not right, it doesn't have to be like that. There just still has to, I really still feel there still has to be somebody willing to step up to the plate and take responsibility at least for something and manage it in some sort of way and say, here's the core group of things. And obviously, like I said, Abu Nasi dropped that video on Wednesday and he fucking broke a lot of it down and hit a lot of good points as well. And I agree with him on just about every goddamn point he made and said. But the thing I would still argue is it still needs a leader in some sort of fashion. And like I said, it doesn't mean that somebody has to step up and, just put the iron fist down and this is how it is. No, but there needs to be a few people. And I think he's one of those dudes who would be fucking great to have at the forefront of that. Because I think he's a good voice for the Fandom Menace and the people out there. He would definitely be one of the people I think would be one of the good people to have on there because he's pretty well spoken and you guys know you've seen him bust a rhyme before, dude. Dude can think. He can come. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he knows his shit and he's good, and that's why I think he'd be a good one. Along with some of these people we've already even talked about here tonight, like Jeremy, he would obviously be one of the great leaders as well. I think another cool cat that he's he would argue he's smaller, but I think he's right up there with the best of them. And that's Drunk 3PO. You know what I mean? And that's just because I think he's good. He's good at managing shit. You know what I mean? He's good at managing shit, and willing to fuck. I don't know, man. Drunk 3PO is just a great guy. And I think he'd be one of those great people too to be, one of those kind of overseers of things. Be like, yeah, here's how it is. Like I said, it's not that. We're not here, because you can't rule everybody out there in the world. You know what I mean? Like people who associate themselves with you, you can't control what people do, and that's the thing. And I think everybody understands and realizes that. But that's part of why it still needs a leader. They still need people at the forefront of it, and that goes with just about anything. And no matter how much anybody wants to say they aren't the leader of any of that kind of stuff, they are. They are. They're at the forefront of it. They're the bigger voices. They're more influential. And just because you don't want to take on that responsibility, people kind of look to you with that responsibility. And that's not to say that you have to live up to those expectations, but you might as well try to manage it in some sort of way. You know what I mean? And like I said, it doesn't mean you have to rule over it all and rule it with a fucking iron fist or something. But I think a lot of people, and I think that's something that I think the Fandom Menace definitely needs. I think they definitely do. And I think those people are out there, and no matter how many videos they make talking about it, I think they're still out there, still kind of doing that, still kind of keeping it somewhat in somewhat of an order. They just need to, like I said, do it not necessarily a better job of it, but just maybe actually take the stance and say, yes, okay, yes, this is who we are, this is what we are, and that's it. Instead of just, and they're not, I wouldn't say shifting the blame or anything, because there's no blame to really shift, but not, instead of just saying, oh, no, we're not, it's like you're just trying to push it away and be like, no, like, no, no, just embrace it. Just embrace it, And that's just me. And I'd say that also, too, because I'm not the one in that position. And if I was going to be in one of those positions where I was at the forefront of something, where I felt like I was an influential voice, you guys probably don't know me or my personality, because I can guarantee you not one person on this live stream has ever worked with me in person. But when I'm in that position, like a leadership position, I'll fucking take that shit. I don't mind. I don't mind that at all. I don't mind the responsibility. I don't mind any of that kind of shit. I'm good at that kind of shit. I wouldn't mind it, but that's, again, I'm not, and that, again, that's the other thing too, is like, I'm a leader. I'm not really a follower. So that's why I don't really get into these kinds of things, like the Fandom Menace and stuff, like that, because like, and also because of the way I see it, I'm like, yeah, like, I'm cool with all these people anyway, man. I don't need to be, I don't need to claim to be, because like, I'm not, just, yeah, I just hang out and talk with everybody, and most of the people that I talk to are, associated with Fandom Menace and say they are. Good on you, man. That's awesome. That's great. Awesome. And that's really all I have to say about that. But, again, that all comes from, that conversation the other day with Mad Max and on Cecil's channel and all that stuff. It was I'm telling you, it was a great video. It was a great video. Pop Culture says, okay, I went over that. Snow Dub, welcome to the live stream, man. I didn't even see we're here. Yeah, Jenner check. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, man, Jenner check. Snow Dub, you crazy, dude. You know what, Snow Dub, we need to get together again, man. We need to get together again. I want to bring you. Maybe you need to come onto my channel one of these days soon. We need to do that, man. You're fucking cool, dude. I like that nunchuck video you did the other day on Twitter. Wasn't that on Twitter you did that? Fucking dude, yeah. Me, I'd be sitting like, I'd have knocked myself out trying to do some shit like that, bro. I'd have needed them practice nunchucks. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Them practice ones that are all just like got the little pole and they're all padded and shit. I would have needed those, because I'd be like, pop, 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 oh fuck, But yeah, good stuff, man. Pop Culture says, I hear you, but the circle is spinning. The circle is spinning. Which one? Oh. Yeah, I know. I noticed occasionally it's kind of been going up and down and breaking up a little bit. I apologize about that, man. We all know how sometimes it's our internet connection, sometimes it's the OBS, sometimes it's the YouTube screwing me. And you need to make sure you smash that like button and leave some comments down below and subscribe, and make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube is trying to screw us all. Even if you're not a content creator, YouTube's trying to get you. That evil YouTube. Yeah. No, man, but yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of acting up. I hope it hasn't been too bad, man. I hope it hasn't been too much of a bother for you all. Again, I appreciate you all being here. Listen to me flap my gums about shit I don't even know about. Shit I don't even know about. Fuck, I don't know about Comicsgate. I don't know about Fandom Menace. Fuck, I don't know about any of all that stuff, man. I'm just an old man sitting in his house, making some silly, trashy videos, drinking water, telling you to stay hydrated, and showing you my nuts. Yeah, but yeah, okay. Tara says Zoe is a game developer, I think, with drama, Gamergate shit. Oh, I don't even know what Gamergate is. I don't even know what Gamergate is. That's how out of the loop I am. Like sometimes, like, on Twitter we got, they got groups of, group messages and stuff, like, and I'm, like I said, I'm with the Dark Council on some black guys and a drunk man. And we have a little chat in there where we're all in there, where we all interact with each other and talk a lot. And like a lot of times they'll be people will be like, oh, hey, gonna be on so and so's channel, and I'm like, who's that? Like, what is, like, well, a lot of times I'm like, what is that? Because like some of the channel names, I'm like, I don't know if that's a person or what it is, but I'm like, what is that, or who is that? And I always feel like people are taking me like I'm being facetious or something, But like a lot of these people, I don't know, man. Like I seriously, like legitimately don't know a lot of people out there. I don't know a lot of the channels and this. Like I obviously you can see from my conversation tonight, I know some of the bigger ones out there. I know plenty of the smaller ones out there. But like again, I don't know. I don't know who a lot of these people are, because like the other day, Senate was talking about. Going on some EFAPs or something, and I made a joke on Twitter like, I'm like, EFAP, isn't that what everybody does nowadays? Because I mean, who likes printed magazines? You know, it's too hard to turn the page while you're fapping, right? So I thought that, and I was just joking because I didn't know what it was, and he's like, oh no, it's this live stream or something that so and so does, and I'd never heard of him, so I was like, oh okay, so went and checked it out and subscribed. I haven't watched one of the videos yet. One just hasn't popped across my news feed yet, but I was like, oh okay, well shit, I'll check it out. And as I seen the thing, I was like, oh okay, well I'll go check it out. But again, yeah, because like I said, I don't know a whole lot of these people. I don't know a whole lot of these channels. Like, but yeah, sometimes I'll be talking with the dudes from Some Black Guy and a Drunk, and they'll be bringing some of the channels up, like who they are and stuff. I'm like, I don't know who that is. And again, I always feel like people think like I'm like joking or being facetious or like throwing shade at somebody, like, who's that? Fuck them. It's not like that. Like I legitimately don't know a whole lot of people. Like I said, I've been here on YouTube and been in the YouTube landscape for less than the time that I've been reading comics again. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, I follow so many people. I don't really branch out a whole lot out of that. I don't spend time on the home feed or anything like that. I just get on here on my phone or here on the computer. I just go straight to my subscription feed and catch up on some of my favorite creators' videos. And one of those people happens to be Snowdub. I seen him down there in the comments. Okay, yeah, but Gamergate, I don't know what that is. But man, that name does sound familiar because that Zoe Turner, Zoe Quinn sounds familiar. Because maybe it's because I'm thinking Harley Quinn. Maybe I don't know. But yeah, PB, Pop Culture PB says, fucking YouTube. He says, no, it's good. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I know it's been kind of breaking up here a little bit on my end, and that's why I was saying, if that's ever doing anything, let me know down in the comments, because I noticed sometimes it's been dipping here into the yellow, into the red and stuff, and that's kind of how like a lot of this thing is sometimes, these encoders and all that shit. Just because sometimes I want to put up graphics and stuff and make cool stuff, like do stuff like, oh man, where is it, like, do stuff like this and put up graphics. And when I have a guest on, like you can see the other day, I had Stevie J's reviews on here. I can go through and do stuff like that, and yeah, different things like that. So I like to. That's why I like to use this thing. And I know I need to make a better background and all that stuff. I want to kind of switch all that stuff up, but man, I'm always so busy doing stuff. I just never take the time to do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? But something I need to do, to bring up the higher production and make it look a little bit nicer. And let's see, Mad's Mama Bear, welcome to the live stream. She says, haha, my turn to be on your stream. Yeah, you need to. I seen you earlier. On, whose stream was that? Was that Black Angus's live stream? It wasn't on Black Angus, was it? It was on Black Angus's live stream. Yeah, I seen you on there. First time really like seeing your face and everything. I seen you. Yeah, come on sometime. We need to get you on here sometime. We'll have a chat about something. Pick a subject. One of these days, maybe we'll get on. We'll chat for an hour. We'll do a live stream. And I believe you're up you're up north of us here in the States. So there's probably a time difference. But let me know when a good time is. I'd love to have you on the show and have a chat with you. You've always been so supportive here on the channel. I'd love to have you on for a conversation. Okay, Damaj and I, welcome to the live chat, man. What's going on? How you doing today, man? Yeah, caught, chat. It's funny. Fat fingers, man. I got them too, especially if you're on your phone, man. That's the worst too. And it's worse too, cause like on Twitter, like you can't go back and like edit it. Like on Facebook, I'm like anal like that, man. I'll go back and I'll edit my post. Like, man, I look fucking stupid with my shit all misspelled. Like I'm a fucking idiot with fat fingers. Hate it. But yeah, we need to, man. So yeah, definitely get a hold of me. And Damaj, welcome to the live stream. Man, you made it here after the fireworks already went off, man. But yeah, no, I mean that was really I guess really all I had to talk about today. Just more drama out there, man. And like sometimes I just always think like, come on, guys, like you guys are all like within this kind of little circle of fandom in and of yourselves. Like, what's with all the infighting? It doesn't have to be all that. You know, if you don't like somebody, just let them know and get it over with. Or better yet, instead of letting them know, you know, it would probably help out both of you. Would probably help out both of you if you got a beef with somebody else. And that's the hard thing too. That's the hard thing too, is getting somebody else on your channel or getting them on to do a live stream, and somebody you have differences with, and just talk it out. You know, because you know what? People are gonna fucking tune into that shit. People that, you know, you see a couple of creators like that you've been following on Twitter. You see a couple of them like beefing, you be like, man, let's take that shit to a live chat. Let's see this. I want to see that shit. I want to see that conversation. Come on. That's what I want to. That's what I want to see. And I can guarantee you, if you just sit down and have, you know, and that's the problem with some of the guys, because some of the guys can't sit down and just have, you know, just chat like normal people, you know, chat like normal people. And I know, you know, and a lot of people, you know, I'll use Abu Nas as an example here. Once again, you know, he's one of those people. He's very outspoken, man. Like, you go, like, dude, you get him on a rant, he get started. But at the same time, I can guarantee you, he can sit down and talk with somebody that he has disagreements with and have a civil conversation with them, and not be a turd. I know he can do that because he's a cool cat. Because he can have a conversation like that. And that's why I think a lot of these things, when a lot of these beefs are happening that we see, you know, just some of these divides we see on people. And again, I realize that people are busy as well. Just get on and just hash it out. You know, just have a conversation about it. Just have a conversation. And the thing is, do it on one of your channels. Do it on one of your channels, and, you know, maybe tweet it out like, hey, we're going to be over here talking about this. And people will be like, oh, damn, these people been beefing. These people been beefing. Let's go check it out and see what they got to say. And support them. It's a way to help grow your channel, too. And just because you're talking with somebody about something that you have difference of opinions on, don't mean you have to be a dick. Do ya? I don't know. I know some people can't help it. You know, some people can't help it. And that's just, you know, and that's just it, you know, because people, like I said, people get emotional and things like that. You know, people take things a little too seriously sometimes. Some people don't take jokes too well. Some people just aren't humorous and things like that. You know what I mean? And I get that too. But I can guarantee if you just did a live stream on it, people fucking tune in. You know, people be fucking retweeting that shit. People be like, oh, damn, you know who's doing this live stream together? They're finally talking. They're finally talking it out. Come here and check it out, because I did that same thing. Like the first time that Black Angus had had Mad Max on his stream, I was like, oh shit! Like most of that stream was really great. I think like the last hour of there's a couple people in there who just sort of like were triggered and being bitches down in the comments. But for the most part, it was a great conversation. It was a great conversation between Black Angus and Mad Max. And the thing is they were having just a good conversation, and I don't think that they necessarily feel the same about everything. They have differences of opinions on some things, and you could see that through the live stream, but it was a great conversation. They sat down and had a really good conversation. It was great. I'd love to see more of those. Mads Mama Bear says the problem is that the internet adds digital cojones. Yeah, it does, man. It does. But that's the thing about doing it on a live stream is, you know, is get on the live stream and just be cool. You know, just have the conversation, ask all the questions you want to ask, hash it out. But like, don't like the problem is most people are sitting there. They'll ask somebody a question, and then the person will go to answer it. And the person will start answering it, and maybe the person who asked the question doesn't like what they're hearing quite yet, and they just start jumping over them and talking over them and not allowing them to talk. And then, you know, the other person's just like, and I've seen that out there before. The other person will just sit there and be like, I'm willing to let you talk. You know, say what you got to say. You know, and they'll take it. You know, and wait for the person to ask them another question, and then start to answer like, okay, well, what I'm talking about here is, you know, and then all of a sudden the person, you know, some people are just like that. Some people are just like that and can't have those conversations. Because, you know, even when I used to work at Walmart and stuff, I got in those, had those confrontations with people where it's like you just can't sit down and have a conversation without exploding and it turning into an escalating confrontation. Some people just can't do that. And I think most of these people can. That's the thing, is I think most of these people can. It's just, again, just, you know, keep your emotions in check, get in there and have a conversation with somebody. I'd like to see more of those on there because, for one, like, between all the people we've been seeing in some of these confrontations, like, to me, these are things that really need to be like hashed out in a video anyway, so where you can at least see each other and try to get your opinions across and hear each other out, to see some of that stuff. Because again, we all know that whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, any of that stuff, any um, kind of typed letters, anything like that, messages are always read in the wrong tone. You know what I mean? Um, because like depending on who you're hearing it from, you don't want to hear that. You know what I mean? So you read it in a certain tone, and sometimes it's written in a certain tone. Because like me, like I'm pretty direct, especially in type, and I'd say things like directly. Like no beating around the bush. Like there, because I've had that where I post stuff, like especially on Facebook and these scanner community pages that are here in my local community about, I post exactly what I said, and like people are like, oh, what's that supposed to mean? Oh, is that supposed to be some racist comment or something? And I'm like, dude, like you're reading between lines that aren't even fucking there. Dude, we're on messages, like on typed messages, so I have to say exactly what I mean. I'm not joking around. And if I was joking around, I just wouldn't do it in that way. I would way slap on, like, do something to make sure that that I'm kidding, like say something ridiculous, completely ridiculous. But again, that's hard too, because there are people out there who are completely ridiculous. But I can't use an LOL or a laugh emoji or stuff like that out there if I'm trying to like be serious in something, because, or even when I'm joking, because I don't know how you're taking it. And that's why I think a lot of these things would be a lot better, handled in a live stream where people just sit down and talk about it. And you don't have to get on there on camera. We know a lot of people use StreamYards and all that stuff. You don't have to show your face and do all that stuff neither, and show how mad you're getting or anything like that. Just get on and talk. Just get on and talk. But again, too many people get it heated and start talking over each other. And in case you guys have ever, I'm sure you guys, I was on somebody's live stream the other day. It wasn't even a thing where people were debating or talking about. I mean, they were having a conversation, but there was like 4 or 5 people in this live stream, and it just wasn't handled too well. Like everybody was talking over each other, and like I said, they weren't arguing or anything. They were just talking, having a conversation about stuff, and they're just sitting there talking, and like they got like one person's talking, and then the next person just kind of starts talking too, and then there's 2 of them, and then somebody else kind of says something or whatever, and there's 2 of them, and then you're on your phone or you're on your computer, and then it's just like there's so much going on, and all you're hearing is and that's all you hear. And it's like even in those things, like you gotta let somebody finish what they're saying. And also, the other thing to that is, whoever is talking, like, try to keep it short, get your point out across, stop, let somebody else say something, and then keep going on. But again, it's sometimes hard in conversations like that where you got 4 or 5 people, because the conversation could come back around in a way, and like you'll completely get off subject and won't get back to it, or you'll forget. But that's why you could always have a pen or a pencil and write down what you wanted to talk about in your point and things like that. Mads Mama Bear says, listening to respond instead of listening to understand. Exactly. And I talk about that a lot here on the channel too. Like listen, like that's what far too many people do, is listen to respond. And some people won't even listen when somebody else is responding, you know what I mean? Let alone to try to understand. And that's the problem I see in some of these things. Just like, and again, I've seen that in some of these live streams, where I've seen people on there not even upset at each other or having a debate. We're just talking about stuff, and 3 or 4 of them start talking, and they're talking over each other. And it's like, I can't continue watching this, man. And that's why here on my channel, I haven't really done a whole lot of other videos with other people. It's because like I only want to have like 1 guest on at a time, maybe 2. I think 2 is very easily manageable. But much more than that, it's always like there's always somebody trying to jump in and talk over each other, whatnot. People are responding and stuff like that. And that's one of the cool things. Like, if in case you guys have ever been at some Black Guys and a Drunk over on Drunk 3PO's channel, it goes on every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. You guys should check it out. It never really happens on that stream much. Drunk 3PO is pretty good at managing the live stream, getting everybody's thoughts out. Most of the dudes on there, most of us on there, Damaj and I, Fatal J, LB, Lord Callus, Abu Nas, all pretty good about talking, not always keeping it short, but talking and not talking over each other. Yeah, I mean, I very rarely see that on some Black Guys and Drunk. I've seen a couple of times where it's come in, where people have kind of like stepped over each other on conversation. But a lot of times I notice it's not like really intentional; it just kind of happens. And most of the time, you'll watch there. Whoever's talking, like they either just don't let themselves in and get interrupted, and they keep talking, and the other person will stop or whatever. Like, because some of them, like people are like, you know what I mean? It's just, you know, and again, I think that's probably just a level of comfortability with people as well that we have there. Like I said, I don't even know how that show came about. Some Black Guys and a Drunk. I don't even know how I got on that fucking panel. I don't even know how that shit came about. But like I said, I've said this many times. The stars aligned. The stars aligned when Drunk 3PO decided to do that live stream, because it's definitely one of the more different ones out there that I've noticed. Pop culture PB says, thank you, I am ridiculous. As far as what? What are you talking about? What I missed there? Aggressively relaxing, welcome to the live stream, man. Thank you so much for being here. Are you how'd you find me? Was it just in your newsfeed, or is Perry out there lurking? I'm sure. Have you ever been on Perry and the Lurkers? If you guys don't know, I need to give him a shout out in one of my videos here soon. But in case you guys haven't ever seen or heard of Perry Comics, just type it in there. Perry Comics. There in the little search bar, and check out. He's been doing these videos. He does these videos, great videos called Lurkin. And what he does is he just gets on there, and he's a cool dude anyway. He's a fucking comic book guy. This dude, he gets this, and he fucking Perry's a cool dude. He gets on there, and he's got his little thing down in the corner. You can see his picture down in the corner, and then on his screen, he's sharing his screen, and he goes on YouTube, and he's just surfing YouTube for comic channels, and he goes through and watches their videos. Like, he gets on there like, oh hey, this is so and so. This is Rod, just a Rican in his comics. Oh yeah, this one's Rod the Rican man. He's one of the cool guys. He's the homies. And he's sitting there. We'll go through and watch one of his videos for a second and leave a comment. Hey, what's up? Oh, that comic from Perry and the Lurkers, and hashtags and stuff, just joking around. And then he hops on, does that, and then he'll watch for a few minutes and tell people like, hey, yeah, you guys should go check it out. Then he'll go on to that, and I think he just like types comics in the search bar, and then he'll get on to the next one, and he finds this little kid who's making these fucking video game videos. They're all games, but he has them all tagged comics. He has all comics in all of them, in the titles, in the fucking tags, and all this bullshit. And like every single time, he's like, "Fuck this kid, man." He's like, "You know what? I'm gonna report this fucking kid one of these days." And he's like, "Oh, this little son of a bitch," because this fucking kid on one the other day on his little intro video, it had this like little intro and everything, and it said comics, like a graphic came across that said comics, and then it was a fucking video game. It's a fucking video game video. And he was fucking flipping out. And it was hilarious. And Perry and the Lurkers, man, it's a great show, dude. You guys gotta check it out. Perry Comics, check it out. Yeah, it's funny, dude. Oh, and I don't know how he does it, because like I got addicted to those videos. He was doing them like every night for a little while, and then like something happened. I think kids back to school or something. I didn't know if he had kids. I don't know. He's always talking about comic books, not kids. But he was talking about some of that stuff, but I'm like, dude, where are those fucking lurking videos, man? You better bring them back. I'm gonna unsubscribe. For some reason, I like watching you surf YouTube and watch channels. It's the stupidest fucking thing I ever heard of, and I couldn't stop fucking watching it. Can't stop watching it. It's addicting. Plus, because Perry's a cool fucking guy too, man. So go check it out. Perry Comics. I'll see if I can find him here, and I'll leave a link. I'll leave his link down in the description. Perry Comics. Yeah, Perry Comics. Yeah, we're gonna get here on his channel. We're gonna share it. Maybe we should go lurk his channel right now, because I'm gonna see how long I can keep the stream going. And if anybody wants to come on, you know what we need to do? Nah, I'm not gonna bug him and say maybe we need to go out there and we need to get Young Rip onto the show. See if he's online and bring him in here. That'd be great. I've been wanting to get him on the show for a while. It's just he's a busy dude, man. We all need fucking downtime. I don't want to bug the dude. One of these days I'll get him on here. We're gonna talk some comic books and shit. But yeah, right there's a link down there in the description where you can go check out Perry Comics channel, dude. He does those lurking videos. Great shit, man. Great shit. let's see. Where was I at? We should aggressively says we should start a beef. You normally wear some cool shirts. What's that all about? I try to wear some cool shirts, man. I don't know, man. We should start a beef. Yeah, we should start a beef, man. Who are we gonna start a beef with? We should, man. Cast some shade at somebody to try to get some attention to our channels. Who should we go after? I've never heard of that show, and I'm gonna meet, guys. I might go a little bit longer tonight because I'm sure my good friend Simple Sparrow is still out there working. Maybe he's still working and listening to the live stream. And I kind of felt bad the other night. He was here on the live stream. He was working, and he's like, "Dude," he's like, "It was great watching your show, man, because like I'm here working and I need something to listen to, interesting." And he knows I'm a fucking geek, and he was listening. And I was messaging him after the show. I was like, damn, I almost feel bad. Like, I almost want to go slap my live stream back on and start streaming again just so he has something to listen to. Like, I felt bad. Somebody was using, and I felt good because somebody was using my channel as background music as something to listen to while they were working. It's like, I feel fucking honored. You know what I mean? I feel honored. Mads Mama Bear says, I've never heard of that show. Are you talking about Perry and the Lurkers, Perry Comics? Yeah, you should go check it out. I dropped that link down in there. Great stuff, man. I mean, it's so addicting watching Perry surf YouTube. Pop Culture PB says Black Suppression. Oh, did I miss something? What? Are we talking about my shirt? Parker said you were talking about people being ridiculous on social media. Oh yeah. Dude, people are ridiculous on social media, man. It gets to be, I don't know. But again, I like social media too for that reason too. Just see people like, and I don't really ever hold shit against people when I see people saying ridiculous things or doing ridiculous shit. It's like, man, a lot of times I laugh. I laugh at a lot of that kind of stuff. Kyle Carter says I'll definitely have to check them out. Yeah, you should. Like I said, Perry Comics, dude. He's a cool dude anyway. And you know what? All the comic book YouTubers I know, like that are out there that I follow are fucking cool dudes, man. Like Rod the Rican, at Just a Rican in some comics, fucking great dude. Who is that new one? I've been watching a couple of his Comic Tom, and he's got a bigger channel. Fucking cool dude, and the people he's got on the show. But then, God, who else is there out there? There's like the Comic Jabroni, fucking great channel. Aggressively relaxing, good channel. The style of videos that he does are fucking great. Who else is out there that does there's Edwin the Comic Jabroni. Who else is always on there? Oh man, John's Comics with Kids, great channel too. He does some good stuff as well. There's Immortal Biggie Shack, funny dude, man. He does these funny videos. He brings his kid on there, his baby on there with him occasionally, man. I fucking love kids, man. You guys know I love kids. So, sometimes he brings his little baby on there. I'm like, oh, little Shaq. Little baby Shaq. Man, like, yeah, I don't know. I like seeing, yeah, he brings them on there. Pretty cool stuff. But, aggressively relaxing says, first rule of lurking is don't talk about lurking. Oh, shit. Damn it. Nah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, man, dang it. You're right. I probably shouldn't have talked about lurking. I shouldn't have told nobody. Because one of these days, you're going to see somebody. Hashtag lurking your channel. They've lurked. I've been lurked. Have you been lurked? Oh, yeah. I've been lurked real good. I'm always getting lurked from the homies. Y'all know what movie that's from? Don't tell me you don't know what movie that's from. Yeah. That great movie. I want to see if somebody can guess what that was a reference to. Mads Mama here says, I'm joking. I'll watch some Black Guys in a Drunk every week. Oh yeah, you're always there. I know you're always there. You're always supportive. You're so supportive of us all, Mads Mama Bear. That's why I'd be more than happy to have you come on the channel. Kyle Carter says, what about Fight Club? Yeah. Aggressively Rex says, that Fortnite kid tricked us. He did, that little fucker. The other day, it was so funny too, because Perry went off too. He's like, oh, this little son of a bitch. Because, yeah, and it said there on the graphic, it said comics. And then it fucking went to a fucking Fortnite game. Oh, man, that was so funny. Pop Culture PB says, I just wasted 4 hours trying to transfer a file from my phone to the cloud. Motherfucker, I could have made another Star Wars video. Yeah, I stopped using my phone a while back because I got an iPhone, and dude, you can do a fucking lot with it. I'm sure with all these phones these days, you can do a lot of fucking video editing and uploading them and all that shit on YouTube and all that stuff. But it definitely takes, it's time consuming. I'll tell you that. And that's why I started doing more shit on my computer. But do it live stream, dude. Well, if you're doing that kind of a video, I guess it depends on what kind of video where you can live stream it or not. Matt says, to be honest, I actually haven't seen Perry's show. Yeah, you should go check it out. Like I said, I left that link over there. You should go check out his channel. Check out those. He's got them on there. You'll see like a little hat with some glasses, and it says "Lurkin." Hilarious. It's a great show. Pop Culture PB says, but Perry isn't black. No, he's not. It's not Tyler Perry. It's Perry. Comics. Oh, but yeah, he's a super cool dude, man. Super cool dude. And like I said, most of these comic dudes that I've come across here in the on the internets, fucking cool dudes, man. Cool dudes. One of my favorites out there. One of my favorites. I've told you guys about him too. Does these great comic book overviews and reviews. Is Comics on the Pyre. Comics on the Pyre, dude. Cause he does like these slideshow videos. Like he does them really well thought out. Like gives a good overview introduction into the video, and then talks about the book. And like, dude, I don't know how this guy writes his fucking scripts for his video. Cause I like they're pretty good videos. Like I like him, dude. I'm like, dude, this guy's like, he's probably like at 109 subscribers last I looked, and that was a while back, so he's probably gone up. But like, I'm like, dude, this guy he needs to have more subscribers because his channel is fucking great, and I love the way that he does the whole overviews and everything. I'll drop that one in here too. Comics on the There we go. Comics on the Pyre. Because his channel is great. He's at 111 subscribers. You guys should go show this dude some love, man. Because he does these great overviews. And he's like me. He's like positive about stuff because like he's just doing comic book overviews in the first place and reviews really. He does like the overview and a review, and that's the cool thing. And they're really well scripted. He uses sound effects and shit. Great stuff. And like I said, he's just like me. He's trying to get people in the comics, just like Aggressively Relaxing here. Go click on Aggressively Relaxing's channel. Click on his channel there, and make sure you check out. You know what? I'm just gonna do that myself. I'm just gonna share that shit myself, man. From here. Oh man. Damn you, computer. But go click on Aggressively Relaxing channel. He's great too. But Comics on the Pyre does these great videos where he gives like an overview of the comic book that he's talking about, and then he gives a review of it, and he uses these sound effects and everything. Great channel, and he's so much more deserving of more subscribers and getting big, at least somewhat big. Because is like, dude, I'm telling you, I watch his videos. I'm like, dude, like I wish I could script my videos this well to do a comic book review. And I just wish I could. Like he speaks it, like you can tell his passion for the comic books and what he's talking about. And I love the way he presents it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. And he's one of the channels I think you guys should check out. Go show the man some love, man, because he's got a great channel, man. He's got a great channel and Aggressively Relaxing too. Here, I'm gonna drop this motherfucker's channel in here too. Yeah, that's right. I just called you a motherfucker, man. Because this dude's channel is great too. And all you guys here, if you got channels, most of you guys know I love you guys too, man. I check out your channels. Pop Culture PB, he's fucking great. He does like I've seen some of the ones I've seen where he's taking like little clips out of other live streams that have happened, and maybe giving a little commentary over it really quick. Kind of short videos too, and I appreciate that at times. Short videos, short and to the point. Good stuff. But yeah, you should go check those channels out. Absolutely great channels. If you like comic books, they don't want dead subscribers. None of us do. We don't want dead subscribers. And I understand some people just show up to support, and that's cool too. But definitely, those are some other good quality channels that talk about comics and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not sure how much more I can flap my gums. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about today, or is there anybody even still here in the live stream here with me today? Let me know down in the comments below. Um, Mazamon Bear says nobody's perfect, PB, right? You guys are funny. Oh man. Kyle Carter says that actually doesn't sound like a bad idea. Creating a YouTube channel for the sake of surfing other channels. Yeah, you should. I mean, yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's so addicting. I'm telling you, go up there and check out Perry's channel. Go out there, you'll see one. Scroll through his videos, you'll quickly find one that is called Lurkin, and you see, dude, he just goes through these comic book communities and just he's basically advertising for him. Discovery Bay Comics. He does the same thing. He does these streams like every morning where he puts together and gets all these channels together that are premiering videos or doing live streams, and basically does like a whole like half-hour show or 20-minute show or whatever, showcasing all these different comic book creators' channels, kind of like a TV guide channel for comic book YouTubers on YouTube. It's fucking great. Pop Culture says, "Can I check them out if I don't like comics?" Yeah, if you don't like comics, you can check them out as well. Because, like I said, you can definitely check them out because maybe you're just entertained by watching great videos and aggressively relaxing. You definitely don't have to like comic books to go to his channel because his videos are fucking great. He was doing these spam color videos where he was talking to all those same people. You know who all these son of a bitches are out there who are sitting out there fucking spam calling you. You've gotten that like, "Oh, hello, we're calling because we are trying to refinance our house. Would you like some financing?" Yeah, hey, bud, we're calling about your solar panels because we're going to be in your area here in about 2 weeks. And we're going to be going out there and kind of checking out people's houses to make sure, take a look and see if you qualify to get solar. How's that sound to you? Would you like to schedule time? When is a good time for us to come by? And he goes after them motherfuckers, man. He done these spam caller videos where he spam called these assholes and talked to them about comics. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's like Jerky Boys for a comic book creator, dude. They're great. You gotta go check out Aggressively Relaxing's videos for that, man. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, they're hilarious. But then he does these other ones that are just like, because most of them are like radio parodies, FM radio parodies or AM radio parodies, AM or FM. To me, it's really more like AM these days. You know what I mean? Because all you see on FM is fucking or that mumble rap bullshit. I don't even listen to the radio anymore, man. How would I know? Yeah, I'm talking about shit I don't know about. I'm gonna shut up before I make myself sound stupid. Aggressively says, "Hey, thanks for the shout out. I make fake news." I guess that's what you could say. Yeah, fake news, but it's great fake news. It's great. It's the greatest fake news I've ever seen, man. Yeah, it is. It is because it's not that clickbaity fake news like you see on all those other channels out there. We got this covered. You know what I'm talking about? It's not that. It's good. It's good. Henrique Diaz, hi. Henrique Diaz says, "I'm from Brazil." Oh, nice, dude. Nice. I've never been to Brazil, but I can tell you. And welcome, Henrique. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the live stream. I've never seen you here. I appreciate you being here. Make sure that you smash that like button and, or you can hit the dislike button. It's all good here. But yeah, Brazil, that's cool, man. Sepultura, man, one of my favorite bands are fucking from Brazil, dude. I love fucking Sepultura. Yeah, man. So, I don't even want to get started on that because the next thing you know, I'm going to start singing some Sepultura. I'm getting ready to, or maybe even some Soulfly. Either way, it's Max fucking Cavalera, buddy. I'm going to start singing that shit, and then I'm going to get a YouTube. I'm going to get a copyright claim and all that crap, and then I can't make money on this video. I'm not monetized anyway, man. I don't care about that silly shit. But yeah. Yeah. Brazil, man. That's cool, man. That's cool. How is it, man? How are you doing down there? I hope everything's going all good for you. Hope you're doing well. And man, Brazil. And Yeah, it's got a lot of history too, man, down there in Brazil. I guess really a lot of places do these days, man. Shit, we ain't got shit on the world, you know what I mean? But that's cool, man. Brazil, I got a viewer from Brazil here. One day I had a bunch of viewers from Korea and Japan too. Crazy, crazy. I don't even know how people find me, but I appreciate you all being here. Maybe it's just the time zone too, because it's 10 p.m. here. It's already after 10. I very rarely go after 10 o'clock. You guys are getting quite the show today. Um, let's see. PSP05 says, "Damn jerky boys, my name is Kerple." I can't remember that one, but I remember. Yeah, dude, I remember the Jerky Boys. Dude, man, I used to love the Jerky Boys. And then remember, didn't the Jerky Boys actually go out and do didn't they actually do some work with ICP? I think they did. I think they were on an ICP album before. Man, I swear they did. Let me know down in the comments below. I can't remember. I thought they did though. I thought that they did a video or like an album, not a whole album, but like a song or something together. I could be wrong there. And PSP, welcome, PSP05, welcome to the live stream. I'm not sure if you've been here the whole time or not, but welcome. Dang, I missed you all today too. Man, it was such a busy day. It was such a busy day. I may swing in and see y'all on Monday. As Mama Bear says, I'm calling to see if her ducks need cleaning. Me. The ducks are good, but would you clean the geese? Right? That's funny. Pop culture says Canadians. Some of my favorite people are Canadians. Ryan Reynolds, Keanu Reeves, Devin Townsend. Oh yeah. Fucking love Devin Townsend, man. And if you guys don't know who Devin Townsend is, you guys need to check out here on YouTube. Go check out Devin Townsend Band, Devin Townsend Project, Devin Townsend himself, Inside Out Records, and just you see some Devin Townsend shit on there, dude. Excellent musician, dude. Excellent, dude. He's fucking great. He's one of my favorite bands. Man, yeah, or one of my favorite artists, dude. He's a guitar player, and he's a great guitar player too, and they put on a great live show. Seen them a handful of times. I want to say maybe 3 times. I've seen Devin Townsend. Fucking great shows. He's a bald dude like myself, and yeah, man, he's great. And he does he started off originally making, and I've talked about him here on the channel before. He started off making music with Steve Vai. I think he was singing maybe for Steve Vai, and obviously learned a lot of guitar from him. He was probably playing guitars, at the same time before that. He just happened to be singing and he's like kind of he's one of those dudes that he's like kind of a modest dude, but he's still got an ego at the same time. But when you're like an artist like that, you just do. That's just how artists are. You know what I mean? And to do stuff like that, to be a musician or to be any kind of an artist, really, you've got to have some sort of an ego. You do. It's the only way you're going to survive, ultimately. That doesn't mean you have to have a fucking huge overinflated ego. It certainly doesn't mean that. But he comes off as pretty humble most of the time. But like sometimes he's doing that humble bragging shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, Devin Townsend, he's great. And he started one of the first bands he was doing was a band called Strapping Young Lad, and they're fucking like crazy, like they're great. They're great. I can't even explain what kind of metal they are, but definitely like some good heavy kind of thrashy kind of stuff. And then he started doing like the Devin Townsend band, where it was a little bit more mellow. He was doing just a lot different music. Great fucking music. Started going a little more, I wouldn't say experimental, but kind of a little more experimental. He did a concept album called Ziltoid the Omniscient. Absolutely one of my favorite albums he ever did was Ziltoid the Omniscient. He followed it up later with Z2, which was a great follow-up to that first album. Though it's kind of, I'm not sure where it falls with the two, because they're both so great of albums. I'm not sure which one actually bits, because like they're so close together. I'm like, like I don't even know how I would get these two albums to measure them against each other, because they're great albums. And Pop Culture says, hello, Mr. Diaz. Yeah, everybody, hello. Say hello to Henrique, man. That's awesome. Got a viewer here from Brazil, man. I think that's a first for me. I think that's a first for me. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate all of you being here once again. And you guys know who else I appreciate? I also appreciate all my Patreon supporters. In case you didn't know, there's links down there in the description where you can go. You can send direct donations through Streamlabs if you'd like. I don't have it set up where I can show them on screen or anything right now, and I'll get that run in here one of these days in case people want to do that. But I don't run through Streamlabs because I can't get it to work on my Mac. But you can go to those. You can make a direct donation through Streamlabs, or you can even go become a Patreon supporter. And soon, I want to start doing some more for some of my Patreons, and I think that I may have some stuff that I want to do for my Patreons over there. Some different kind of content, just something to add value for them for being a Patreon supporter and supporting me here on the channel. And I'm using that money. I'm gonna upgrade green screen, lighting, just some of those different kinds of things. And if I ever get enough people being supporters, I eventually would like to start a website and just make it, just kind of a lot of the things that I cover here on the channel. Talking about movies, talking about music, talking about comic books, and getting other creators out there, to help, put input into it and maybe see if we can make something of it one of these days. Dreams, man. We got to have dreams and goals. And that's one of mine. Something that, eventually my Patreon supporters will help me build, as I try to grow my influence and grow this YouTube channel. And again, this isn't anything that I'll ever do full time because I have a job that I absolutely love. And that's what I was talking about earlier, when I was showing my nuts to everybody. You want to see that? You want to see my nuts? Yeah, they're there swinging in your face again. I got a business where I go around here in my local community. I sell prepackaged snacks and all this stuff for this really great company, absolutely great company. It's a franchise that I bought into. And I go around to a lot of my local community selling these snacks. I'm like a mobile snack store. I go see a lot of people in their offices, a bunch of salons, mechanic shops, and things like that. It's really fun. I get to be out in the community because if you guys know me here, dude, I fucking love people, man. I love meeting people. I love talking to people. I love interacting with people. I love watching people. I love learning things from people. Just all these different things, dude. I love people, man. And that's what I love about my job is I get to go out because a lot of people where I live at also say, this area is going to shit. And I'm like, you know what, man? Like, just get out in some of your local businesses and hang out there, man. And maybe you don't want to just hang out there neither, but meet some of these people because there's great fucking people in this community, and I love them. You know what I mean? And I hate, I'm not from around here neither, so a lot of these people have been here for years and seen it change, and I understand that, and I get that, because even my hometown has changed from what it used to be back in Kansas. But I'm like, that's what I love about my job is I get to go out and see people and interact with a lot of great people in my community. And so like this YouTube thing, like I would definitely invest more time in it too, if I was making the kind of money. And let alone I've already been investing a lot of time into it anyway, so I can build my channel and build my influence in those kinds of ways and stuff like that in the first place. Just because, I don't know, I kind of got here started on YouTube. It was just kind of for fun, and it still is for fun, and I'm still having fun doing it. And you guys are who help make it fun. You guys, the viewers, being here, watching the videos, interacting with me in these live chats and everything like that. You guys are what make this fun for me as well, and help keep me motivated in doing it. And you guys are who help build our influence with other creators, with other people, telling other people, and all those things like that. Just our interactions and stuff like that. Just being part of the community. I mean, it really does help out. I greatly appreciate it. And so like I said, even like I could put more and more time into it, but I still have a family as well. That's why a lot of times you don't see me streaming on the weekends a whole lot and stuff like that, because I'm like, the weekends, like, that's the time when my wife isn't working, my kids are home, where I at least want to try to spend some more time with them, you know what I mean, and concentrate, and have more family time. And that's why I try to get a lot of my YouTube stuff also done during the mornings and during the days throughout the week, is so I can have more of the evenings to, read some comic books, watch some movies, take my kids to the movies, hang out with my kids and stuff like that as well. So, yeah. And again, I wouldn't be doing any of this if it wasn't for you all. But again, maybe I would. I mean, I would still be doing it. I'd still be making, stupid, trashy videos with me sharing my feelings and talking about all this dumb shit in the first place. I'd still be doing that regardless, because I was doing that long before I had a whole lot of viewers or anything here on the channel. just because I'm a goddamn nerd and I want to share that with the world. And I'm nerdy about a lot of things. Nerdy about music. I'm nerdy about these comic books nowadays. Nerdy about movies, and I'm nerdy about my nuts too. And that's all. You know, the thing that people like about our nuts is because they're really good. They're not like the ones you find in the store. Like, look at those. You don't buy nuts like that in the store. You don't. I can guarantee you, you don't. You don't. Okay. And that's the thing about the company I work for is the snacks that they sell. A lot of the stuff, like occasionally they get some things in from like Hershey's and Snickers and Mars, you know, all that stuff. They got some of that, but like a lot of the stuff that my company makes, it's a higher quality. Like the nuts, like they're a higher quality nut than you can find even in your Trader Joe's. So it's just a higher quality nut. Like I'll take the fucking Pepsi Challenge with that Trader Joe's shit. Um, just it's a higher quality nut, and that's what sets them apart, and that's where the quality is, and that's what keeps me in business is having these quality products. And that's what I say. I love what I do. I get to go out and see the community, and then I still have enough free time to be able to spend enough time here with all of you beautiful people. But yeah, that's one of the things, you know, is higher quality nuts, and that's one of the things like with a lot of businesses, you know, where a lot of people don't really know about things. Like I get that, you know, a lot in my business where like sometimes I go, like I'll be in 2 weeks on a Saturday, I'll be doing a flea market. Maybe I'll do a live stream from there for you guys, show you guys kind of what I do. um and there, when I'm there, like people will come up, and because we've got some things like let's see if I don't see anything in particular that I've got that I can pick out. But like I have like this trail mix. It's just like the average trail mix you see out there. It's got like the peanuts, the little cashew pieces in it, the M&Ms and the raisins. You know, like a regular. You know, for us it's called Mountain Man Gorp, but it's like your just average like trail mix. And a lot of people, you know, like my 1 pound bag is $6. You can go to Walmart and get like almost a 2 pound bag for like that same price. And people will come up to me and say like, oh, what's the difference between this and what, you know, what I can get at the store? You know, and I don't ever want to be mean and tell people, well, for one, I'm not some big corporate hate monger. I'm a small local business. I got 3 kids and I've got a roof to keep over their heads, you know, and all that stuff. I don't want to do that to them, you know. That's like beating somebody over the head with politics in your comic books and your movies, right? What I tell them is, as I tell them exactly what I told you. I was like, well, what this is the difference between what I have and what you can get at the store is it's a higher quality product than what you can get there. For one, you can see one of the big things is they put it in clear bags. You can see what you're buying in there. It's got the nutrition information on there and all that stuff. You can see what you're buying. It's not in a bag that you can't see what you're buying. But it is a fresher product than what you can get at the store. It's fresher than that stuff that you're buying at Walmart. It's fresher than that stuff that you're getting at Trader Joe's. Just the quality of the nut is bigger. And one of the quality is like, for one, the grade is it's a higher grade nut. So like our cashews, like you see all them little tiny things in the store. Like our cashews are bigger. They're jumbo cashews. Um, and they're fresher. And when they roast them in a way where they try to not put as many of those unhealthy oils and stuff like that. And see, I'm getting nerdy and going off on this shit. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. See, how did I get on to talking about my nuts here all of a sudden? I don't know. But that's what it is. Oh, because I'm talking about, I guess maybe I'm talking about YouTubers and stuff, wasn't I? About quality. You know, quality. You gotta pay for quality. And but yeah, like these products, they're higher quality than what you can find in the store, and that's what keeps me in business is having a higher quality product. And that's the same thing for any of us YouTubers out there. You know, anybody out there. You know, if you got your favorite channels, go out there and support them. I don't believe me. I wish I could support more channels, in a monetary sense, and you know, like through a Patreon or anything like that, or send more live chats. I support the people that I really do, like truly really support. Like some of the people that I actually support on Patreon, I'll tell you guys, and you can go to my Patreon, you can see that as well. But the people I support, I think the people I support the most is the Den of Nerds. I think I support them with $10 a month, and Young Ripa. I think I do $5 for him every month, and believe me, I would do him a lot higher too. Dude's deserving. I fucking love Young Rippa 59's channel. Him and Drunk 3PO, because you know his money he's putting towards a good fucking cause. and I really believe in what he's doing. So believe me, he's one I would love to give a lot more to. I would love to, because he's doing some great stuff over there with his Patreon money. Truly great stuff. He's a great guy too, man. He's a great guy. And I'm not even just saying that to be nice. He's a great guy. Like some of the shit that he's been doing, man. But he's the other one, and the other one is Comic Book University. Bill, Professor Bill from Comic Book University, great channel, great comic book channel. He does a lot of videos, and he was talking about one of the same things too. I think I mentioned something to him one time, but he started a Patreon, and I told him, like, good, like, I want to support your Patreon, because he was talking about in one of his videos, like, dude, like, I make a lot of these videos, I spend a lot of time doing this, buy a lot of comic books and stuff like that too, and my wife is kind of on me, man, like, I'm putting a lot of time into this and not getting like a whole lot back. And he's like, I'm not saying that you have to throw a bunch of money at me, but if you could, if you want to, if you like what you're seeing here on the channel, go support $1. And I went and supported him with $5, because I'm like, not like, to me, like, I understand, like, dude, like, for me, like, Professor Bill, his channel isn't the biggest, but you go watch his channel and look at his views and stuff. There's a lot of people watching his videos. He's putting in a lot of work to his channel, and I don't know, maybe his Patreon's doing a lot better now. I haven't really checked on that, but like, I'm like, this dude actually deserves to be making some money for doing what he's doing. He provides me with some good information and value for what he's doing on his channel. He really does. And so I support that, and he's helping other people out there who aren't going to pay pay for his Patreon or support him in that way, and that's just fine. Nobody's going to make anybody do it. He's not going to beg for it. He doesn't beg for it. If you ask me, he don't plug his Patreon enough. But honestly, not everybody's in a position where they can donate $1, $5, anything like that either. So like, yeah, I'll donate to that too. And like I said, all these people I wish I could donate more to, especially you see Young Ripa, man. I support him, and he's just one of my channels, because he does stuff that a lot of people can't do, and he's got a huge platform to do it on. Plus, he's a super fucking legit dude, and I think I don't think that I've seen a video where he's talked about shit that I disagree with. I think I agree with almost every single fucking thing that he said in his videos, and and I support what he's saying and what he's doing, because a lot of people and he's even said that on his channel. A lot of people look at him as he's like the toxic one in this community and shit. And he's like, no, he's just sharing his feelings on stuff and things that he thinks comic book makers could do, like DC and Marvel, what they could do. He's been doing a lot of videos lately about EA and just like some of the gaming industry and stuff like that, things that they could improve on their games too. He's just providing some criticisms and like on the stuff to help people improve, whether they're listening or not, yeah. Whether people think he's toxic or not, yeah. He's providing his input just like anybody else is, and just because he's invested in it doesn't mean he's toxic if he's mad about something. And he's one of those dudes, when you see him out there mad about something, he's got a legitimate reason to be mad. He's not one of those people who's out there mad just to be mad. And he talks a lot about that on his channel. And goddamn well, you've seen plenty of those channels out there, probably even channels we follow sometimes that we see. And I've got channels that I follow sometimes. I see people out there being mad just to be mad. And hey, you want to be mad? Good on you. You can be mad. But he's one of those dudes, like, when he's mad about something, like Young Rip is mad about something, he's got legitimate reasons for being mad about it. And that's what's so great about his channel. And he says a lot of things. He's kind of a voice too for other people that won't or can't say things that they want to do, because he's as big as his channel is, he's been in contact with other people, other creators, not just YouTube creators, but other creators out there, who tell him, like, man, it's great what you do. Like, we support you because, like, you do things that we can't do. Like I work for, I work for X, and I can't say nothing. Otherwise, I lose my fucking job. And so there's people out there that support him for those reasons too, and I support that. You know what I mean? For at least for being a voice for people who can't necessarily be that voice, because we've all got bills that we got to pay. We've got jobs. We've all got employers. You know what I mean? And so I get that. And you go on his channel and you can see the kind of people that support him with in that same way too. You'll see in his super chats, dude, you'll see man, it was going crazy there for a while, but you'll see some of the times on some of his live streams, dude, people are in there like people don't like. There's plenty of people out there like me and you who will drop them, like a $1 super chat or a $5 super chat, or maybe you occasionally you splurge a little bit and you send a $20 one. And dude, like he gets people in there to do that quite a bit. Send fucking $50. Like one of these days, there was one like he had a fucking war going on there. These two dudes like just slapping their fucking shit on the table and showing it to you, dude. Like there's like $50 from so and so, $50 from Porter Stanley, $50 from dude. Like these motherfuckers were dropping 50s, 50, 100, 500, fucking 1,000, dude. I was on this one live stream one day watching Young Ripa's video, and that's how much people support him and what he does, and that's fucking awesome. And like, dude, like he was sitting there getting like on this one stream one day when he was doing, I think because he was looking to upgrade some equipment, and he's like, look, I don't have the money to do it. If you guys want to help me, he's like, if I can get this camera, in X amount of days, I think he said it for like 2 weeks. If I can get this by the time I can get this thing through his other means to get it done, he's like, I will commit to doing X amount of videos a day for X amount of time. And he fucking did it too, man. Like in one fucking video, I think it was an hour and a half. He had all the money because he has such fucking people that back up his shit so much. They like these dudes went out, bam, bam, bam. Like, dude, I was on that live stream watching it. I was in fucking tears at home. I'm like, God damn it. You got supporters out there, man. I fucking love your shit that much. Yeah, dude. Okay, man, I wasn't, but like, dude, like, it got even me emotional, dude. Like, I was still sitting like, damn, man, I was like, fuck. You know what I mean? That's some love right there, man. And the thing is if you guys know his channel, dude, he's a great dude too in the first place. He's just a good dude. You can tell the dude's a fucking great guy. He's a legit dude, and he makes some great content. And people obviously like his content enough to do what they did for him, to do what they do for him every day. And I think that's cool. And that's, one of the things I want to grow. Hopefully one of these days I could fucking, hopefully one of these days I could grow my channel to be something like that. Because and believe me, I don't think that all you guys are rich out there and have all the money, and I don't hold that against you if you can't support me on Patreon or sending all kinds of, you can't send me super chats or anything like that. You guys are here watching and supporting, and that's that's what a majority of his audience does too. Is majority of them are on there doing just like we do, getting on streams, interacting, liking it, sharing it, and all of that shit, and telling our friends about it. That in itself is huge support for any channel. And then when you see people out there just doing these kind of things, like the Patreon supporters that donate this much money, and then through super chats or sending in this much money, and it's always better to send it in not as super chats, maybe through Streamlabs and shit like that, because they don't take that high percentage. Where YouTube on super chats, man, they're taking like 30%, man. Taking like 30%. That's why I said it on several people's streams before, like, hey, it's cool, the super chats, but send it to, like I think I said it on some Black Guys in a Drunk one time, like, it's cool, the super chat's cool, but send it to his Patreon instead, because that money goes to his Patreon to some cool shit. But yeah, like I see that stuff, and I'm like, man, I would love to have those kind of supporters one day, like where I was doing that good and have that, I guess that kind of influence. But at the same time, like, he's invested a lot of time into his channel too. He didn't just start this shit like fucking last year, 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. He said he's been uploading since he's fucking 16, and he's almost 30 now. So, look at those kind of numbers. What do you say? Like, that's almost 15 years. You know what I mean? That he's been doing it. So he's put a lot of work into his shit too. So that's why he's got supporters like that. It's also why he's got the channel that he's got. It's because of that kind of stuff. And if you guys are here on my channel and you don't know fucking Young Ripper 59, fuck, what are you doing here? But I appreciate you being here. But I'm just saying, what are you doing here? Go check out his channel. Good stuff. And again, he's one of those people, he has strong opinions, and not everybody's going to agree with him. He's definitely not everybody's cup of tea. You know what I mean? Just like I said, like Jeremy Geeks and Gamers, he's not my cup of tea, and he's not everybody's cup of tea neither. But again, like I don't have, there's so many people out there like, oh, I don't like that guy, so they're like, oh, fuck that guy. I don't feel that way about way about anybody really, except for that one asshole. Fuck that guy. And I'm not even going to talk about him. Mad says Trinity has quality nuts. Pop Culture PB says Mad Squirrel is crazy for nuts too. Uh, Aggressively Relax says thank you so much. Anytime. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. You subscribe to Aggressively. Aggressively Relaxing says spam callers absolutely refuse to say hit subscribe and smash that like button. Dude, that's just hilarious, man. That's hilarious. They should, man. Um, PSP says hashtag Trinity's nuts. Yes, they're so good too, man. Even I believe me when I say I've put my nuts in my mouth plenty of times, and I love them. I love them. Kyle Carter says nut game is strong. Gotta love fresh nuts. Hell yeah. And believe me, with some of the places I go, man, the nut jokes, just come flying, man, and it just gets to be a fun time, man. I love what I do, man. It's really great. Um, Especially some of the mechanic shops, because some of the guys are like, oh, here, so and so wants nuts. He loves nuts. And they just go on. It's just like, all right, man, it's great. It's just great. I'm telling you, like, I don't know, man. I'm always, for some reason, I'm fucking blessed in my life that I get to be around the coolest fucking people in the world. And that's you people. That's the people I get to go out and see every day in my business and shit, man. I'm not even a religious person. If you guys don't know me here, if you guys don't know Trinity well enough, I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in God and all that. And, people try to say, oh, you're an atheist, you're agnostic, you're this, you're that. No, man, I'm just me, dude. And I don't hold that shit against nobody. You're Christian, you're Muslim, you got whatever belief thing you got, man. Hey, man, that's all good. You do you, man. I'm not here to tell you what you need to believe, that you need to believe in God or praise Allah or any of that stuff, man. Fuck, you do what you do. You know what I mean? You worship the devil? Shit, man. Worship the devil. The only thing I say is just fucking be cool to people. Don't be assholes. Don't murder people. Don't rape people. Don't be a fucking child. Just don't be a piece of shit. And we're good. Like I said, man, I love people, man. I've been blessed to be surrounded by nothing but cool people my whole fucking life. Of course, there's been some uncool ones that come around. There's always a stick in the mud somewhere worth throwing in our sides. Kyle Carter says, I'm actually subscribed to Comic Book University. Great dude. Yeah. Bill over at Comic Book University, man. He's a great channel, dude. Kyle Carter says, Young Rip is really legit. Without question. He brings up good discussions of just about everything. Yeah, and really just about everything, too. Like... It's bad I'm laughing about this. One of the shootings that happened recently, he did this really great video on gun control. And it's probably only about 30 seconds long, 45 seconds. It might not even be that long. But it's a good one. It's a great one. But yeah, and the thing is because he brings up good discussions on just about everything, and he brings up good discussions on just the things that he talks about, because he'll even tell you on his channel, he's not going to talk about shit he don't know about. If he don't know about something, he's not going to talk about it. Because like he's even said, like, he watches like the MCU movies, but he's not really a big movie guy altogether. So when people are talking about this or that, he's like, I'll discuss it to the extent I know, but I won't ever act like I know something that I don't know about, and I just won't even really talk about it. So so that's why like he's good at that, because he won't talk about something he don't know. And and if he does, he'll go out and find out about it and research something about it before he will even talk about it. Because he's even said on his channel, he's like, people are messaging me talking about this or that. I don't really know what it is, so I went and looked at it, and the best I can say is, and stuff like that. So, but yeah, and also he's good. Like, he's a very outspoken dude, but he also knows how to present himself, and he knows how to take an argument and present it really well. And again, but not everybody's going to agree with him, and a lot of people get triggered by his videos and stuff like that. 'Cause just how some people are out there. Some people can't stand hearing other people's opinions, and what I can't stand? What I can't stand is people who can't only not hear other people's opinions, but try to force people to believe what they believe. Like, they're going to keep pushing at you, keep bugging you because you don't believe what they believe. It's like you realize it's okay to disagree, right? Not everybody has to think like you. Not everybody has to agree with you, but there's some of those people out there who, like, they got to keep coming after you because you don't agree with them. So they're coming after you. They're gonna get you. Yeah. Come on, man. It's okay to disagree. What would the world be like if we all agreed? Answer me that. Can you guys answer that down in the comments below? What kind of a world would it be if we all agreed? I mean, would you even want to live in that world? Would you want to live in that world where we all agree, about like everything? How boring would that be? How boring would that be? But of course, what's what does get kind of boring is a lot of the discourse and uncivil conversations and things that people have to talk about over the disagreements. Like, it's okay to disagree, and you just don't have to be assholes about it, But I understand getting shit off your chest too. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, he's great. He's great at talking. He's just good at speaking and stuff like that, and intricating his points very well. Pop culture says still listening, just googling at the moment. What's googling? What is googling? Googling isn't an action. It's not a verb. Are you internet searching things? Searching for things on the internet? Pop culture PB? I think that's what you're doing. If not, maybe I just don't know what it means to Google. And that could very well be because I'm not hip. I'm not hip in the slightest sense. So maybe Googling is one of these new sexual positions out there that I don't know about. Maybe I don't know about it. I don't know about Googling. Oh, sorry. That's just funny. Tommy says, Ripper brings so much passion. He draws the crazies in. Yeah, I know. Oh, dude, and there's people that get on his live streams too, and just like, and you can tell they're straight trolling. It's like, dude, just stop. Like, nobody's paying you any attention. Like, but of course, there's always somebody there paying them attention. It's like, just stop. Just ignore this dude. Like, whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, so he definitely brings some of the crazies in. Mazmos Bear says, slapping their shit on the table just to show off. My mind went so far south. Yeah, but no, I mean, and I don't think they were doing it just like to show off. I mean, they were doing it because they really, that day that happened on that live stream, they were doing it because they really do truly support Young Rippa and his content and what he does and what he's trying to do. They really do support that. And that really shows. And like I said, like, to me, like I said, I kind of got emotional over it. I'm like, God damn, man, like, that's fucking great. That's great that you have people that can do that, for one, that can afford to do that, and who are willing to do that. You know what I mean? And believe me, he didn't take any of that shit lightly. Young Rip 59, he's not the kind of dude to take that fucking, he doesn't take that lightly, and he doesn't take it, all like with a big head too, like, yeah, shit, that's right, I'm a bad motherfucker. He's not like that. He's not like that. Like, he's truly humbled by that. Getting those live chats and shit like that. Because that's just the kind of dude he is, you know what I mean? I could tell, even on the live stream, you could tell, like, he's humble about that. Like, man, he's thankful for it. He's thankful for it. He's not one of those assholes out there who's just like, yeah, right, I got some fucking money, go get my new camera. Thanks a lot, motherfuckers. No, he's not that kind of dude. And that's what I like about the dude. And I can guarantee you, anybody here who follows Young Ripper would tell you the exact same way, that same thing about him, that he's that great of a guy. So yeah, and it's so great to see that on that live stream. Like, man, dude, like, that's awesome. That's awesome. It's a true testament to I mean, not only to that man, but to his viewers and what he's done with his channel. It's just awesome. Tommy says, Mads, you're getting crazy tonight. That's okay. It's okay, Mads Mama Bear. You can get as crazy as you want. We appreciate it. I'm telling you, we're going to get you here on the channel one of these days. We're going to talk about some stuff. Can't wait till that happens. We'll have to get something like that. And I see you on all the time, so maybe we can get that done anytime, and hopefully here sooner than later. Mads Mama Bear, are you available in the mornings? Would you want to come on the morning movie chat? Chat for an hour? I'd love to have you on. I know you like movies and stuff too. Pick a subject, something, something cool, something saucy we can talk about. It's great. She says things. Praise SpongeBob. Zen World, welcome to the live stream. Now, did you change your channel name and everything, because I think you changed your channel name and everything, like on Instagram and everything. I was noticing Zen World. If you're still here, you changed because it used to be Zen Manga, right? I think you used to be Zen Manga. I could be wrong. I could be wrong there. But yeah, I seen you. You actually did a review. If you're the same guy, did a review of the Ice Cream Man. Also, dude, I've been loving the Ice Cream Man series. And guys, I did a review of that a while back. If you guys haven't checked out Ice Cream Man, you like creepy shit. Like, you gotta check out this comic series called Ice Cream Man, dude. It's like some crazy fucking wicked spooky stories, man. Like, they actually kind of give me the creeps. Um, Reading these comic books, like they're kind of unsettling, and some of the things that happens, like the art, just like it all matches so well. Um, like the art in the book, because it's like it's almost kind of basic, but it matches the creepy tone, and man, it's great. It's great, absolutely great book. But I'm pretty sure that's you, Zenworld. And you guys go check out Zenworld's channel too. Make sure you guys check out each other's channels, man. I know a lot of you are already good friends and are all supportive of each other anyway. But yeah, I didn't know for a while that Tommy actually had a channel and made videos as well. And then one day I think I just happened to click on his thing, and I was like, oh shit, he makes videos too. Shit, I don't know, man. Shit, I'll go check out your shit and fucking like them and watch your videos too, man. Like, cause for me, like, I like small content creators too. I like most of the channels I follow are smaller content creators. I mean, not only because like we're building a community and we all interact with each other, but because I like seeing that progression. You know, one of the things I like to see out of people is progress through things. Like I said, you know, and I need to make a video about that still too one of these days, about like when my first daughter was born, I was 260 pounds, man. And you know, I went, you know, on, you know, not like a health transformation, but you know, I started taking riding bikes more seriously. I started lifting, taking my physical health more seriously, and started lifting weights and just being a little more serious about that kind of shit. And like had a lot of success as journey, you know. And I used to watch, you know, like the journey on all those kind of shows, like what is it, like Biggest Loser and all that stuff. I like watching journeys. I love seeing people progress. I just love seeing people grow. You know what I mean? That's something I love, and that's why one reason why I like watching smaller channels, so I can see like where did they start off at and where they going to, where are they growing to. Like I was talking about Rhodes Rants earlier. I love seeing like I've noticed over the last month or so, maybe a little bit longer, that I've seen how he's grown. I'm not sure what it is. I can't put my finger on what he's done on his channel, but he's changed. He's changed. He's grown as a content creator, and I can tell, and I see it in his videos, and it's great. He's kind of, kind of coming into his own, growing, progression. I love seeing it. I love seeing it. Um, but yeah, Zenroll, I'm pretty sure that's you. Pop Culture PB says, I don't. If I don't know about a topic or subject, it is time for jokes. All right, definitely. Kyle Carter says Googling basically means web surfing. Oh yeah, I know, man. I just always find it funny because I can't remember. I seen somebody mention that one time, like Googling, like that's not an action, you know. Like what is, you know? It's one of my friends. We were talking on Facebook, and it's kind of funny, and I'm like, yeah, that's funny, you know, like Googling, you know, like people talk Googling, but you know, like I'm searching for stuff. Okay, I'm on the search engine looking for information. Googling, googly. Hey there, googly bear. You guys know what that's from? You guys didn't even catch my last reference, or maybe nobody was watching at the time. But y'all didn't catch my last reference that I did. That I did neither of another movie. Y'all need to get on it. Y'all need to get on it. And Simple Sparrow, I'm not sure if you're still here, if you're still watching, if you're still listening. I just wanted you to know that, you know, I've been going now for about 3 hours now, and I told y'all I'm going to keep this going tonight just so I could keep you company. So if you're listening, Simple Sparrow, you need to let me know down there. You better leave another goddamn comment and let me know. Because I kept this up just for you while you're there working, putting in your, I would say overtime, but, you know, you're, like you said, salary boys don't make overtime. Or salary, you know what I'm saying. Matt's Mama Bear says, I could join on the morning, chat. Guaranteed wouldn't get interference from the little bear. Oh, okay, be at school. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Let me know when you're available. You know, get a hold of me on Twitter, and we'll get that set up. We can do that. You know, even if it's only once a month, twice a month, it's all good. It's all good. Or not once a month, but once a week, twice a week. let me know. Like I said, just getting anybody onto that show, as long as they know and love movies and can talk about movies and just have opinions and have seen the movies. You don't even have to be, like a fucking nerd like me who looks at every little thing in a movie and breaks all the stuff down and just goes nuts over it. And I used to do it a lot more when I used to watch movies a lot more. And it's been a crazy year for me. So, not only becoming a content creator, but I haven't got out to the theaters much this year just through some of the things that happened in my business, like with my personal business that I do. Back in March, I was driving home, and lady, I'm telling you, like 3 blocks from where I live here, I was just right here. I was less than a mile away from home. Lady ran a stop sign, T-boned my work van, and it's my work van that I paid money for. I got the loan for. I'm paying on shit. T-boned my work van and totaled the motherfucker, man. Like, so I've been working out of my truck. I've been keeping my eye out for a new vehicle, trying to save up for a new vehicle, just all that bullshit. It's been a fucking crazy year. So, but yeah, I'm not sure how what that was relating to. But yeah, let me know when anytime you can come on and like I said, pick a topic or just give me an idea of something you want to talk about. And any of you guys out there, reach out to me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and let me know when there's stuff like any movie questions that you have out there. Send them to me, and tag me on them on all of those mediums. To bring up subjects for the day. Like I said, I started that show to be like a replacement for the John Campea show. And, for people who don't like watching the John Campea show. And I don't cover the exact same things he does. I mean, I'm not going to go rip the guy's show off and talk about every single thing that he does. Now, there are some things that would obviously overlap because, like, the Sony Spider-Man thing, obviously everybody's going to be talking about that, and different stuff. But, what he does is he has viewers, people who view and support the channel, write in and say, like, oh, hey, I heard this rumor. What do you think about this? Or, hey, did you see this or that? And, what do you think about it? Or, this or that. And, yeah, let me know. I'm always open to ideas and stuff like that. So, yeah, and certainly having another guest on here definitely helps up the quality to that. The only thing that I ask, really, from any of my guests is be willing to do video. You don't even have to have the best video. You don't even have to have the best video. I just like, because to me, like, having conversations, I like seeing faces, and I go to a lot of the channels and stuff out there, and I get it too because it's easier to stream and a lot of that stuff, especially when you get multiple people in there and have a good stable stream by not showing video. Because if you're using like an OBS or something like that, you got a lot more going into it, and it pulls more from just from like the internet and your computer and all that stuff. So when you get so many people in there, I mean, it can get like the video can get a little bit choppy. So I get it too, but I'm only having 1-2 guests on, and that's the only thing I really ask is just to see our faces so we can show all our beautiful faces to all these beautiful viewers out there. Tommy says, power of positivity to make changes. Second Street Marvel is an amazing thing. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Tommy, man, you've been so fucking nice today, dude. Like, you made me feel good earlier on that other stream when you were saying that, like, I'm like a good Marvel or YouTuber and shit like that, like with the comics, and like you actually said, put me up there with Young Rippa, and believe me, man, like, I don't think I'm in quite that same class, but believe me when I say that compliment, thank you. I mean, that really does mean a lot, and I appreciate that. I really do. I really do appreciate that. And I hope one day, like I said, to grow a platform as big as that and be as influential and, maybe be able to be just as great as he is, because I think he's really great. And the thing is like I said, like the other day I called him a young man, and, I'm only 40 years old and he's under 3. And like, to me, it's still technically younger, but I always say that about a lot of people. But plus, his name is Young Rippa. But yeah, I mean, but thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, to even be compared, I appreciate it, man. I do greatly appreciate that. Pop Culture PB says, Google is pissing me off today. All the stories are terrible or stupid as fuck. Yeah, man. And that, for me, that's what it is for a lot of these things anyway. And that's why, something else I should talk about earlier. I wasn't on some Black Guys and a Drunk on Tuesday because I was getting everything ready for my business here on Tuesday, which my order didn't come until fucking Thursday instead of Wednesday. So it was a wasted day. I could have been on the stream. But one of the things I said on that, and I've talked about that here on the show, but on his live stream, I was putting some comments in there, and somebody mentioned something about bounding into comics, and Lord Callis says, "Man, luckily Second Street isn't here, man. He has some shit to say." And I went in there, I put in the comments, I was like, man, bounding into comics is clickbait trash. And later, you could tell, drunk 3PO, he kind of came in defense of, his friend. And I'll explain that when I'm putting that in quotes and saying his friend. He's like, hey, that's my friend, this and that. And he, just kind of, he wasn't like super defensive and he wasn't being a dick about it. But he's like, hey, but yeah, he's like, oh man, like, hey man, that's my friend. And for one, I'm just like, I mean, I was gonna say, but it's not important. Like, I don't care that much about that. But I was like, well, I mean, it's a website. I like, if your friend is the person who came up with the website, yeah, I get that, but I'm not saying that your friend is trash, like whoever came up with the website. I'm just saying that they're clickbait trash. For the most part, they're just doing clickbait trash articles, the same bullshit that fucking We Got This Covered and all that other clickbait bullshit out there is doing. Because to me, it's not a good thing. All these clickbaity websites out there, it's not a good thing because they run with a lot of these rumors and these articles and make these provocative headlines and everything that purposely get people triggered out there, and I don't think that's a good thing. I don't like it. Okay? And that's not to say that they are trash, that they aren't working hard. It's just that the information they're providing isn't of value. And I don't care who it is reading it. It's nothing of value to people. You're not putting anything actual factual out there. I'm not saying that they're not working hard or that people aren't reading their website or anything like that. It's just that it's clickbaity trash that actually benefits nobody. Most of these people, and sometimes some of these places do get actual interviews with certain directors or certain writers or whatnot. Sometimes they might actually get an exclusive, and sometimes even a clickbait bullshit website like We Got This Covered will actually just have a good editorial article on there that's a good article. It's like, oh, okay, cool, like that was a decent article. But for the most part, what makes up most of their content is clickbait bullshit that gets people fucking triggered, or gets maybe like normies out there to that don't like to the movies, the MCU or the comics or to whatever it is, to get triggered about shit. But and then not by putting misinformation out there, but more like putting spreading rumors out there that really have absolutely no factual basis. Now, that's not saying that some of this speculation isn't wrong, because you guys seen, like last week I was talking about here on the Trailer Park Live. I was talking about Victoria Alonso taking over the MCU from Kevin Feige, and some people will look at that as clickbait and shit like that. But I gotta tell you, the writing is on the wall that it's gonna happen. The writing is on the wall. It's there, and I also didn't go out there and present it as factual and say it in a way to get people triggered. I was just saying as like, that's my theory of something that's going to happen. And if anybody wants to talk about it, we can talk about it. But I think that's what's going to happen. And I think anybody out there could pretty much agree with that. But then, a lot of these other clickbait websites, like I said, it's not that they are trash. The people that are working there are trash. They're writing stuff. They're working. I mean, at least they're working. And hopefully they're making money. But they are working. But what they provide is of no value. And that's not to saying that they've got to shut down and they should just abandon what they're doing. That's fucking stupid business sense. It's also stupid business sense to have a website where, you're not trying to get people to click on your fucking articles too. But to me, again, like, it can be clickbait. There's good clickbait out there, but are you providing anything of any real value? And even if you're not, are you presenting it in a way that gets people to understand, like, this is just a rumor. This isn't true. This didn't come from an actual source. I don't actually know anybody. This is just speculation that I'm coming up with based off of something that I heard. To me, that's the difference. And but like I said, during 3PO, I was like, hey, I'm like, I'm not gonna beat up that subject because, like I said, I don't think the people who work there bounding into comics are bad people, or We Got This Covered, or any of those other clickbaity like websites out there. I don't think they're terrible. I don't think they're terrible people, but for me, they just don't provide any sort of value. Zero. And for the most part, for average moviegoers, average audiences of this stuff, all it does is it fucking confuses people. It causes a bunch of confusion, and it gets a lot of people upset. And it makes a lot of people look foolish too. It's made a lot of people look foolish. And to me, that is not a good thing. That's just not a good thing. And that's why I say things like that are clickbait trash. And that's it. That's it, really. It's nothing personal against anybody. And it's not knocking anybody's work. I'm just saying it's clickbait trash. And somebody comes to my channel and calls me clickbait trash, I'll happily say, like, my fucking videos are trashy as fuck. I don't care. Yes, for sure. I'll give you that. But like clickbait, like occasionally I clickbait, like with like last week with like the Trailer Park News, like Victoria Alonso to take over the MCU from Kevin Feige. I mean, that's a provocative title. But I talked about that for about the whole last hour of my live stream last week. I talked about it and I told you why I think that's going to happen. And I think I kind of backed it up pretty well with some, facts, as much of facts as we could get to it. But it wasn't, I did, like I said, it wasn't anything that was necessarily misinformation. I said, I think this is what's going to happen because this is the way it's going. Kevin Feige's not going to be there forever. Who's the next person in line? That's how it works. The next person in line in Marvel Studios, once Kevin Feige goes on to bigger and better things, if he does, before they stop making movies in the MCU, who's going to take it over? The next in line, Victoria Alonso. It's not far out there speculation. I don't think so anyway. But yeah, Google. That was Google. Kyle Carter says, hopefully I can get some content on my channel soon, but it'll take some time. Yeah, it does, man. And I'm not sure if you've actually made videos or anything, but it can be a thing. But at the same time, I'll tell you, don't overthink it neither. Don't overthink it at the same time. Sometimes it's just as easy as get on your phone if that's what you're using. If you don't have a camera, get on your phone, hit record, and just speak your feelings. And if you want to edit the video, edit it. Add a little intro, little outro, little better background music, some graphics on there. But sometimes you don't have to neither. But I would say just don't overthink it, because sometimes I think when I was first starting out, I kind of overthought it a lot. But yeah, I mean, and just be yourself, most of all. Just be yourself. Matt says, I understood that reference. Oh, okay, yeah, the movie reference. God, what was the one I did earlier? I don't think anybody got. Even I forgot what it was at this point. Even I forgot what it was. I'm gonna have to go back and watch my own video. Damn it. Let him know, Sparrow. Oh, he's probably if he's still listening, he's probably still listening. He's working, man. He's working on like soldering and a bunch of shit like that. He's working on drones. This is what he's doing. Like yeah, and like somebody went in and screwed up a bunch of his work on like these big huge fucking batch of drones that they had made that he personally put together and made himself. Like somebody went in there and fucked his shit up, and now he's got to go back and fix it all. And it's hard when you're working with little electronics like that. One of the things you tell me, because like there's wires in there, and like for me, it kind of brought, because I'm like, oh, okay, well that makes sense. In some of these things, they're counting on each one of those little strands of wire in there. So when you're soldering and unsoldering shit, like if that wire loses one of the little hairs of wire and it doesn't have that full connection, so basically, like say you have a 16 gauge wire compared to like an 8 gauge wire, the size of them. Say you need something bigger and you have something smaller, it's not gonna hold, send the same current out, and it's not gonna work as effectively, or it's not going to run. It's going to throw all other systems off, and he's dealing with shit like that. So if he's still listening, he's just still listening. He's not trying to interact. So yeah, but yeah, let me know, Sparrow. You still out there? Tommy says, even a broken clock will be right twice a day. And that's true. Very true. Very true. Matt's mom says, like Magneto or the Princess Bride. Yes. Yes. I'm guessing we're talking about some of that misinformation out there. And that's the thing. People, dude, I've seen so many videos, people out there, and even on Twitter, people overreact to this whole fucking Princess Bride reboot shit. And the thing is nobody said that they were going to reboot the Princess Bride. Nobody said that. And that's the thing, is these people go out there and fucking throw up all these fucking smoke signals and shit to get people all fucking stirred up, because Princess Bride is a classic movie. I don't know anybody who don't like that movie. You'd have to be not very smart to not like that movie. It's a classic movie. But all that happened was Tommy Vercetti, who's the CEO of Sony. All he said was in this interview, it's fucking like one line in this interview. All he said was like, "There's been a lot of people, a lot of big people, a lot of famous people wanting, reaching out to remake The Princess Bride." That's it. And because he was talking about, like movies and just all these different properties and how people are wanting to do stuff and all that shit. And all he said was people have reached out to me wanting to remake Princess Bride. And anybody out there knows that that's a bold fucking endeavor. Okay, for one. But two, that's all he said was people have been reaching out to me to remake, basically to be able to remake this movie. That's it. That's it. And the internet runs with it. Fucking internet runs with it. All these same clickbait motherfuckers out there run with it. Saying, oh, they're gonna remake The Princess Bride. Next thing you know, everyone's fucking upset. Fuck you. Okay? If you're one of those people out there who does that kind of stupid bullshit, you're a fucking asshole. And that's why I will call any of those sites who do that shit clickbait trash. Because you're spreading fucking shit that's not real. It's fucking untruths. Nothing truthful about that. Nothing. Nobody's remaking The Princess fucking Bride. At least not that we know of yet. Could it happen? Yes. It could happen. But nobody's remaking it. It's not even a fucking thought. Okay, it's not. I can't say it's not a thought, but it's not in production or anything. All this guy said was people have reached out to him about wanting to remake a Princess Bride movie. That's it. That's all he said. Go read the article. Just go read the article. That's all he said. I don't even want to pull it up for you because I don't do that shit. I don't read articles for people here on my channel. I feel like that's insulting your intelligence if I have to sit here and read you a goddamn article. But that's all he said. Is people have reached out to him wanting to remake it. He didn't say he's okayed it. He didn't say it was happening. Nothing like that. And next thing you know, the internet's afire with all this clickbait bullshit out there. Oh, they're remaking Princess Bride. Everybody's mad. Everybody's mad about it. Making videos about it. I'll just talk about it here for like 10 minutes or so, you know what I mean? But it's bullshit. And that's why I say all these things out here, fucking clickbait trash. Write a real fucking article about something. Just write an article about just that. Say, oh, Tony Vincicera said, people reaching out to him, that have wanted to remake the Princess Bride movie. Well, that's a very beloved movie. It's a classic. And, I think it's going to be a very hard one for people to live up to if that were to ever to go into production, if somebody actually had the balls to try to pull that off. And stuff like that. Not, ooh, they're going to remake The Princess Bride. No, that's not what's going on, man. I get tired of that shit. Fucking tired of it. Okay. Let's see, we skipped on me here. Jumped on me. But yeah, man, the Princess Bride bullshit. Hearing about Princess Bride just sounds lazy and dumb. It doesn't, though. I mean, I think, honestly, though, it's a movie it's actually, I'm not saying it would be good, but I'm thinking it could be done. I think it could be done if you got the right people, the right people on board to make the movie, the right actors and all that stuff. Now, the thing is when you remake something like that, you can't try to fill those people's shoes again. You can't try to remake that exact movie again. You're going to have to switch it up because, for one, we don't want a shot-for-shot, like, exact movie. But you've got to basically follow the same vein of that. You still got to hold true to that. Right? So I think it can be done. And I'm not against it. I think it can be done. But again, it'd be something hard to do. It'd be very hard to do. And the other thing, and I was talking about this the other day, what would be so hard about that, and that's why you would have to give, hats off to somebody who's willing to want to try that and pull that off, is that it takes balls to want to have to try to remake that movie and try to do it good. If they want to do that, I'm telling you, my fucking hat's off to them because it takes a lot of, because it's so beloved. People are invested in it, emotionally invested in it, and that's what you can see out of the reactions. Is people are emotionally invested in it. But that's not saying that it shouldn't be remade and that it's uncreative or lazy. Because, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. And this is what I was saying about, like, that Point Break movie they did, that one that was like a reboot or whatever or whatnot, is say you go out there and just do another movie like that, like The Princess Bride, that's a lot the same. You know, you don't call it The Princess Bride. Everybody's gonna watch that movie, watch the trailer, watch the movie, and say, that's the fucking Princess Bride. All they did is rip off the Princess Bride. So if you're gonna make that movie, you might as well just make the movie and call it The Princess Bride. You know, I mean, that's if you ask me. And that's and again about the lazy part. I mean, I don't think it's lazy because somebody's really challenging themselves to go out there and try to do that. That's why I won't say that it's lazy. And now, is it dumb? Yeah, it's a dumb idea. Yeah, it is. Because again, people are invested in that. They're emotionally attached to that. And that's with any franchise film, be it Star Wars, Marvel movies, fucking Airwolf. Where's our Airwolf fucking movie? Transformers, you know, it's hard. It's hard to do because people, you know, people are attached to these things. But again, I mean, dumb, yeah. Lazy, I wouldn't say, because that's quite an endeavor. It's quite an endeavor to take on. Man's Mama Bear says, right. The one I had to laugh at was Rob Zombie's Sound of Music. Dude, that would be great. But is that is that a clickbait article out there that he's trying to remake Sound of Music, or I don't know about that. That's hilarious though. Tommy says so tired of remakes and reboots. Now, again, you know, like I get it too. The one thing I always say, if we're tired of remakes and reboots, is start writing stuff and start submitting it, because you might be surprised how many people are actually writing original scripts and submitting them to be made into movies. I'm telling you, you might be surprised. And that's probably why we're getting so many of them. But at the same time, I do also see that, you know, some things are worth remaking and rebooting, merely because maybe it's a way to get somebody into something else they didn't like before. You know what I mean? Certainly, I know when Batman '89 came out with Michael Keaton, when that Batman came out, around that time, I was watching a lot more Batman before the movie came out, like the old Batman, the Adam West series. I was watching, but I watched a lot of that in the first place. But I started watching more of it, you know, as it was getting ready to come out. After it came out at the movie theater, I started watching more of it. I'm like, oh, fucking Batman, you know, because it's still a way to get new audience members into it. Now, some could easily argue, well, why don't you just release the movie in the theater? Well, because that's pretty fucking lazy, and that's pretty lazy and dumb too. You know what I mean? It's just really, because then what else is? Here's the other thing everybody's gonna say. The other thing that everybody's gonna say, and I think is the fucking funniest when people say this about movies, like, that's just a cash grab. Well, yeah, of course it is. They're trying to make money. They want to make money. That's what it's all about. Of course it's a cash grab. It's all a cash grab. Yeah, of course. You know, I mean, you know, that's a silly argument too. But again, you know, like, you know, I'm not tired of remakes and reboots. I just want to see the remakes and reboots done good and done justice, and at least be good and entertaining. That's really what I want out of a movie and all that stuff. Anyways, I just want it to be good and entertaining. I don't care if it's a remake or a reboot. Chances of me going to see if it's a remake or a reboot might be slimmer, because chances are maybe there's probably a better movie out there to go see that I'm more interested in than a remake or remake or reboot. I think just what's happening with a lot of the reboots and remakes lately, people are just getting tired of, is because there's a lot of things being done when they're updating these things and modernizing them. Yeah, you see what I did there? Modernizing them that I think a lot of people don't like, and I understand that as well. And I think that's what kind of gets everybody off the reboot remake train. But again, like I said, some of them, if you're going to go make this movie, and I think the studio did that with like that movie Point Break that I didn't see, that new Point Break movie, but I think the studio probably sees that movie and is like, this movie looks like Point Break. It just reminds me of Point Break, and you want to call it Maximum Velocity? Why don't we just call it Point Break? People are going to fucking tear us up either way. They're going to say, that's fucking Point Break. So we might as well just call it Point Break and let people tear us up anyway. You know what I mean? It's one of those kinds of things for me. Immortal Biggie Shack, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. Tommy says, the worst is all these people jumping on these articles talking about rumors and they pass it off as gospel. And that's the thing. And that's the problem. That's the problem, is because then, one article says one We Got This Covered article, and I got to see 10 YouTubers, 50 YouTubers, 100,000 YouTubers make the same video about it. whether it's outrage or just talking about, it's like, oh, man, you guys realize that you're just spreading fake news, and when they find out your sources, we got this covered, all you're doing is driving traffic to we got this covered and getting them traffic and making them money. And why do you want to do that? That's why, like, I'll like name these channels and tell them, like, I'm not here to drive traffic to the channel. You can go check it out if you want. I'm not telling you not to, but like, I'm not going to share their article. I'm not, like, I might talk about the rumor, but like, I'm not trying to get them clicks. You know what I mean? It's like that thing, like, when say somebody lets a really bad fart out and they're like, oh, you got to smell this. You got to smell this. Or a really bad food. You got to taste it. Like, no. Why you want me to smell something that smells bad? Why you want me to eat something that tastes bad? Fuck out of my face with that. It's just like that. And that's the thing, is that people passing it off as gospel. It's just the spread of not real information. It's not misinformation. It's just the spread of fake information, of fake news. Mads Mama Bear said, oh, Hail Immortal. Yeah, Immortal Biggie Shaq. I was talking about Immortal Biggie Shaq earlier, too. Talking about him on his live streams when he brought his baby on. Someone recently was reading a bullshit article from Mary Sue and passing it off as and that's another one of them clickbait bullshit articles or websites out there too, is Mary Sue. And again, most of these articles, most of these websites are skewed, are basically to get the views of one kind of viewer. It's that niche content. It's so niche that it can't just be movie news. It's niche this news. This group of people that I know if I write it for this specific group of people, that group of people over there isn't gonna like it, and they're gonna talk about it and make videos and drive more traffic to our video because we made it for these people over here. And then hopefully in the course of that, our people over here who like our stuff will engage with those people over there about that stuff and not like it and cause more drama and get us more traffic over here. I mean, it's smart business. It's a smart business model. It is smart for that. It is. It's good for that. So, I mean, they're smart in what they're doing. Yeah. Yes. They are smart in that way. I'll give them that. They're smart. And they're working and doing it. But, again, it's bullshit. It's bullshit articles. It's clickbait trash. Yeah. And then that's the thing is, people, yeah. Fucking Mary Sue, the fuck out of here with that shit. Pop Culture PB says, no Princess Bride remake. No. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not for it. I'm certainly not for it. But like, if it comes out, I'll see it. I'll watch it and check it out. See if it's any good, and hope that it is. Anytime any of these movies comes out, like a movie, like something like that, if a Princess Bride remake came out, I would hope that they make a good movie. That's what I want. If they're going to do it, I just want a good movie. And that's what I hope. Like, if they do that, I just want it to be good. Kyle Carter says, oh, man. Got a lot of people in here all of a sudden. Kyle Carter says, okay, Hollywood seems to be running out of ideas. Yeah, they are. And that's why I say, if there's anybody out there, if you're a writer, or, I mean, even if it's just like a shitty script, just shitty ideas, they can get writers on it. But, like, even if you just have the idea for something cool, write it down. Like the best you can. Get somebody to look at it, proofread, fucking get it, published somehow or whatever. However you got to do to get it to get it to proof that it's yours. Submit it. Submit that shit to Hollywood and see. You might be surprised, man. How do you think people get into some of these positions? They just, they just pull their shit out, lay it on the table, and say, "Hey, man, take a look at it." You know what I mean? Whether it's good looking or not, could you take a look at it? And people get lucky like that, and because people love stuff like that too. It's like it's a coming up story. It's a feel good story. Rags to riches. You went from a nobody to a guy who wrote a fucking great movie, all out of a little 10-page summary of something that was just an idea in your head. But I don't think they're running out of ideas. I think it's just that when it comes to like the bigger studios, that's really all that's in our face. You're not seeing all this stuff that's being like like everything that's on like the Amazon, or everything that's on Netflix, or everything that's on some of these streaming services, and things that are being put out by more independent studios. And I think that's where they come in at. That's where a lot of those indies, just like comic books, that's where the indies come in at, is to bring more of that that's Hollywood's not doing, those stories that a bigger studio like Disney isn't going to jump on. Because Disney, people talk about the monopoly Disney has. They have a monopoly on IP, on rights to fucking comic book characters, and for these certain franchises. They're not going to go out there and make the small independent type films that are just telling like these little stories that are kind of low budget. That's not Disney. They're not going to do that. They're never going to do that. So that's one of the things, like that's why you got to look to the smaller independent studios and get out there and support those things. Just like with comic books, with independent comic books or Comicsgate, getting out there and supporting things like that, is because there are people out there still trying to do that. It's just we don't see them all. We just don't see them all. Tommy says, to be honest, Hollywood ran out of ideas many years ago, and you could easily say that, and it's the writers. Pop culture says, I will go ham if they remake that masterpiece. And that's fine. That's fine to feel that way. That's good, and that's fine to feel. I won't knock you for that. I won't knock you for that at all. But like I said, because same with the comic book movies. These are properties and things that people love. They're well, people hold them to a high standard. They're invested in them. Not only monetarily but emotionally too. We grew up with these characters. We grew up with these movies. So yeah, sure. Is anybody going to be fucking pissed off if they remake Flight of the Navigator? I think they should. Are people going to be upset when they remake Goonies? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I know everybody going to be upset if they remake Goonies. But I won't knock anybody for trying. At least just try to make it good. Tommy says, ugh, Bayformers made me ill. Big time Transformers fan from beginning. Yeah, when I was growing up, I loved the Transformers. I remember seeing the first animated movie in the theater, and dude, it blew my mind. What'd they say in that movie? Was it? I don't think it was Optimus Prime. It was the other guy that says shit. And I was like, whoa, fuck. My jaw hit the floor when I was a kid seeing my Transformers cursing in a damn cartoon. But yeah, like the Transformers, I watched the first one of those films, and I haven't watched one since. But I heard Bumblebee is actually pretty good, and my kids liked it. Rob Worth says, Hollywood recycles what makes money. Problem is they can't figure out how to make lightning strike twice. Rinse, recycle, repeat. Don't work no mo. Yeah, and that's the thing is, while when you do a remake, obviously you got to do the best you can to remake the movie, but at the same time, like, I feel like if you're gonna remake it, like, you can't remake the exact same movie. You can't try to do it shot for shot, word for word, joke for joke. It's things like that. You just still got to tell that same story in a different way, because trying to do that is trying to fill its shoes, and that's something you cannot do. So for me, when I say people do that, they need to make it their own. If they're going to do it, they need to be bold enough to make it their own, and not go out there and try to remake it shot for shot, word for word, joke for joke, exactly how it is. Because if you're going to do it, you're going to have to update it at least a little bit. At least a little bit. To change it, to kind of modernize it for more modern audiences, for newer audiences, but also to still pay homage to it. And because like I said, you can't, nothing, no, I don't care if it's the same filmmaker, can remake that. So to try to fill those shoes, to try to fill that, would be is absurd to me. So that's why I would, like, if they do it, I want to see it like just pay homage to it, and still just kind of try to hold that essence to the movie. And I think that's really more important than doing it word for word and trying to be what it's not or what it can't be, which is the challenge in redoing those things. And why, again, I say people who are willing to do that, my hat's off to them for trying to do that, because it's a bold move. Mads Mama Bear says, someone in Hollywood suggested Rob Zombie's version. Zombies does his version of The Sound of Music. Yeah, okay, that would be fun. That would be funny though. Stash it or bash it, blast it or stash it. Comic show. Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. I don't think I've ever seen you here on my live streams before. Thank you. I appreciate it. Says, what about franchises that don't die, i.e., Rambo: Last Blood? Again, like, to me, I haven't seen the Rambo Last Blood. The reviews haven't been coming out so great, but again, I mean, it's for a certain group of audience of people too. You know, I'm sure I'll probably enjoy it for what it is at least. But again, like Rambo, that's one of those ones they could easily go on for a long time because there's always bad people out there in the world to go after for Rambo to shoot the hell up. You know what I mean? And that's why, like, oh man, I've talked about this before. Like, you know, we're getting the Black Widow movie out there, but you know, and the movie I'd like to see made out of the Black Widow movie, Disney's never gonna make that movie, but I would like to see it this. What Jen and Sylvia Soska did for this Black Widow series, I would love to see this book on screen. This would be up there with like that was it 1990, was it 89 Punisher with Dolph Lundgren, bloody violence, or maybe even like the Thomas Jane one. How, you know, that one was really good. I haven't seen the other one. I need to. The one Punisher Warzone, but I heard it was a violently good time as well. That's what this is. Natasha Romanoff goes to Madripoor because she has a thirst for blood and she wants to make sure she takes down the right people. So she goes after a bunch of fucking child molesters, rapists, and human traffickers. And she executes justice on these motherfuckers, and they deserve it. And this book is fucking great. This is my favorite comic I have ever read, because it deals with those kinds of things that are really legit fucking going on in our world right now. And that's what I liked about it, is the reality of it. Plus, child molesters, human traffickers. I've got a wife. I've got 3 fucking kids. You can bet your fucking ass, dude. This comic book made me cry. Because Natasha Romanoff is so fucking awesome, and some of the shit she done in this, and just like when you get in and you see some of the art, you see just some of the interaction, dude. Fucking love this book. This is what I want to see made. This is what Disney can never give me. Unfortunately, they can't. Because it's just too bloody and violent, and it deals with shit they don't want to handle in the MCU. I can guarantee you that. So we'll never see this on the fucking big screen, but we should. We should see this on the big screen. And it's a shame. It's a shame that it won't get made. You know what? And it's the type of movie, it's the type of story that it's dealing with everything that's going on in Hollywood, the Weinstein shit, the fucking Kevin Spacey, all that bullshit. Hollywood wouldn't want it to be seen. It would take somebody like, once again, the ladies who wrote this, the Soska sisters, to make this an indie fucking film and put it out there. And it couldn't be called Black Widow. It had to be called something else. That's what it's going to take. But that's what I would like to see. But some franchise is not dying. Like Rambo, I think it's one that could go on because you could always find new bad guys to shoot up. But again, the thing is, you got to hold true to that character still. And soon, you know, we can see, obviously, this is Last Blood, and Sylvester Stallone's old enough. This is going to come to an end anyway. One of these days down the future, is somebody going to want to remake Rambo and reboot it? I'm sure they will. Do they have to? No. Because you can go out there and write another character like that. Another character like that. Not that same exact character. Because, like, to me, like, this Black Widow issue is the same thing. It's a character like that. So, again, that's on writers to write it and put it out there. Rob Worth says it's been... And Rob, welcome to the live stream. Thank you again so much here. In case I didn't thank you for being here already. Rob Worth says, it's been my experience that if someone asks you to smell their trunk, you should say no. I'm not sure what that's from. Is that in the trailer for the... Is that in the trailer for Last Blood? I don't know. I haven't seen the trailers for it. It's one of those movies, like, I'm just going to go see it regardless. I don't need to see a fucking trailer for it. Pop Culture says, I am jumping over to General Zod's Fandom Zone in a couple... Pop Culture PB. Did you just plug somebody else's shit on my shit? Dude, that's fucked up, bro. Fuck General Zod. And you just went... And fuck you too, Pop Culture Pete. No, I'm just kidding, man. You're all good. General Zod's a cool channel, man. And yeah, he does some good live streams over there too. Usually late at night here too. And Pop Culture PB, you know, he's on there helping him monitoring a lot. What do you call it? The wrenches, doing that stuff a lot. And he's also on there talking a lot as well. And they have some good conversations over there. A lot of times I listen to that show as I'm going to sleep, because it's just that late at night and I'm kind of laying down, and I let General Zod's sweet voice lull me to sleep. But cool, man. Thanks for being here, Pop Culture. I appreciate it. Rob Ware says some people fail upwards just because others are afraid to say no, i.e., Bendis Superman, slot anything serious. Okay, I think I see what you're saying there. Like, yeah, because some people like, ooh, this person's good, and I can't say no to this person. Like, I can't say, okay, yeah, you can have this comic, but yeah, I think that problem it's pretty prominent in comics. I think like some of the issues I've read, and I've got to do, that's what I like reviewing, those kind of things, like things that have stuff in them that I don't like so much, because it makes me work harder so I can criticize it without being a jerk, or without being, because like I said, here on my channel, I'm trying to get people into reading comic books, and just because I don't like it doesn't mean that somebody else won't like it. So yeah, but I see what you're saying, like some people fail upwards instead of, that's funny though. But yeah, and I've heard about that because, God, what was it? One of my friends did this video and he titled Brian Michael boring. I was like, that's fucked up. That's funny. But I clicked on your video and watched it, bro. Kyle Carter says, oh, God, I forgot Bendis was writing Superman. Yeah. Yeah. I heard the guy doing Batman. People are pretty pissed off about the guy writing Batman, too. I don't read Batman, but I've heard some people, is that not Tom Taylor, Tom King, I think. I haven't read it, but I've heard a lot of people complain about it. Tommy says many of movies and comics are beyond just IPs. They have become modern day mythology. Yeah, and they are, and that's cool. And I think like yeah, and that could be a good thing. That could be a bad thing. It really just kind of depends. But yeah, I'd agree with you there. Yeah, I'd agree with you there. The Uncandy Kyle Waka. Welcome to the live stream, Uncanny Kyle Waka. Did I say that right? Waka. Did I say that right? I don't know. But welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for being here. And believe me, I'm going way late over my normal time here on this live stream, just because one of my friends was out there, and he was working last weekend or the weekend before, and he was in here working again, and I'm not sure. So I just decided to keep it going, and I'm just in here chatting with you all. At this point, I'm flapping my gums about nothing. The real meat and potatoes of this video was like the first hour and a half. That's the real meat and potatoes of this video. But welcome to the live stream, and thank you all again. And in case you guys don't already know, in case you're not, please make sure you're subscribed, click the little bell and all of that good stuff. YouTube occasionally comes back here and holds a gun to the back of my head and tells me that I gotta say that. I'm just kidding. They don't really. But it is highly encouraged that you subscribe and like this video. It helps push the algorithm and all that stuff to help me grow my channel. And, because I want you to feel sorry for me and help me grow my channel. And you are helping me grow my channel by being here and watching. And I do thank you so much for that. Maz Mama Bear says, I'm with you. I'd love to see the Phoenix trilogy, but it won't happen. The Phoenix trilogy. Oh, from the comics? Yeah. Yeah. I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. Yeah. And that's hard. Tommy says Punisher Warzone was closest thing to comics for that character by far. Yeah, probably so. And again, like I said, I like the Thomas Jane Punisher too. I really do like that. And of course, like the one Dolph Lundgren back in the '80s. In case you haven't seen that one, I was made at a different time. And I think they did good with it. But I don't think anybody was so worried about that one holding true to the source material at that time. It was just a good, fun shoot 'em up. Kind of good cheesy 80s action movie. Rob Moore says, no, that smell in my trunk actually happened. It did not end well. Ew. Yeah. That's why, yeah. What, dare I ask, what trunk? Like a Foot Locker trunk? Or like the trunk of your car trunk? Or, yeah, I'm not even going to bring up I'm not going to bring any other references up for trunk. Blaster Stash at Comic Show says Punisher Warzone got hate, but it was one of my favorite ones. Ray Stevenson, physical size and personality was spot on. Yeah, because he's a pretty big dude. I believe Ray Stevenson's a pretty big dude, and yeah, and his physical size and personality. Yeah, because he looks like he could play that like Punisher. I can see him being different things, but I get that from Ray Stevenson's face, and it's a shame I haven't seen it. I need to just buy it. And that's one of those things I think I'll just buy. Um, Rob Worth says, it's like back in the day. How do you edit Frank Miller's Daredevil? Answer: you just send it to publish. Editors are supposed to rein in a character's worst impulses. Yeah, and and unfortunately we see that a lot in comics these days, where like some of these editors, man, I think they just let the writers do whatever the hell they want. Don't read a story, or just don't care. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, and it's affected the industry. It has. It certainly has. Um, and again, that comes down to something I've said here before, even on some of the books I don't like that I've reviewed, and I try to try to review them from like, try to be non-objective about it, and then share my feelings about it later, because just because I don't like it doesn't mean that somebody else don't. But also, when it comes to some of those things, like we've talked about, some of the books I've read, and some of the people kind of put their personal politics in there. The thing is when you're writing that for a very specific audience, putting those messages in there, some people aren't going to like it, and especially depending on what message it is, you got to know that people that are reading your comic, you're aiming it at a very certain specific audience. So if your comic book isn't selling, it's because those people aren't buying it, or just that small of that group of people are buying it. And if it is selling, well, I mean, good on you. And know that it's either doing good because of that, or it's not doing good because of that. It's one of the two. It's one of the two. So if it's doing bad, why is it doing bad? You got to look at why it's doing bad. You know, it's got to be. It's either the storytelling, it's just that bad, or are you putting some of those personal politics in there? And I know that's one of the huge things with a lot of people. And I won't go out there with the excuse, it's escapist entertainment and stuff like that, because it's not. It's art, okay? It's art for one, and you're free to do with your art whatever you like. The thing is when you take a beloved character like a Spider-Man, like a Doctor Doom, like I don't know, is Iron Man so beloved in comics? Like, before the MCU, I don't know that he was like their most popular character. But when you take these kind of big characters and you put stuff like that in there, and you make those kind of changes in there, people aren't gonna like it. These are beloved characters that people are invested in. So yeah, certainly. Yeah, uh, the editors got to be there for that, and they've got to pay attention. They've got to pay attention to the audience, and the people who are buying these books and stuff. Mads Mama Bear says, I'm going to pop over to make an appearance on Zod's before I crash. Yeah, good on you. I'm getting ready to end the stream anyway, Mads Mama Bear. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it, and we'll get together about you coming on to the morning movie chat. I'd love to have you on. Tommy says, nope, that Lundgren one was way off. Yeah, I'm sure it was way off. It was probably, and I can't remember it. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I just remember, I remember being entertained by it, but I was a younger kid too. But as long as Frank Castle's going out there and exacting punishment on bad people, that's cool with me. Oh, but yeah, it's been so long since I've seen that. But again, it made at a different time, I think it was the late '80s. It might have been early '90s. At a different time when it was just all about making an action bang bang shoot 'em up movie. So I won't fault him for that. And I don't see anybody out there reviewing that movie to bash it. Maybe I should. Rob Worth says, as much as I complained about J.J. Abrams' nepotism on his son Spidey, it was actually pretty good. I didn't think it was too bad. I didn't like Peter Parker's portrayal in there. Even after losing Mary Jane and everything, I just don't see him ditching out on his son and his responsibility that way. And I was talking about that earlier. Like, obviously, he's kind of struggled with his responsibilities throughout the whole arc of his character. I just don't see that in him, and I don't like it. I didn't like that portrayal of Peter. I just don't see that happening. To me, it's not realistic. But, and again, I kind of felt that it was almost a little on the nose, kind of like, are we seeing some daddy issues coming out here? Do you guys have a counselor to talk to about this? Because you need one, I think. You need one. But Rob Worth says, before MCU, Tony Stark was kind of bland, just like Star-Lord. Yeah, and I think that was another one too, is like the Guardians of the Galaxy, they weren't that big. It wasn't even like the same team, was it? Was Drax even part of them originally? I don't think he was, because I thought Drax was, I don't know, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong, because I don't know that much about like the Guardians of the Galaxy or anything like that. But yeah, they're kind of bland, and if anything, I think they made a mistake on doing not Star Lord, but dude, what I just forget his name? Drax in the MCU. I think they made a huge mistake on Drax. Like I just don't like Drax in the MCU. Like in the comic books that I read of Drax, like he's not the brightest one in the bunch, but he was big, strong, and powerful, and certainly wasn't just a bunch of slapsticky, not very good one-liner humor. Kyle Carter says, "Have a good night, man. Great always as always. Thank you so much for being here." And yeah, I'm getting ready to draw this to an end. I got one more thing. Tommy says, "Kyle Carter, take care." Robert says, "I'm looking at Spider-Man Abrams as starting at almost rock bottom and clawing its way back up." Yeah, it kind of is, and I appreciate that they're trying to do something different and try to tell a different story. I do appreciate what they're trying to do, but again, I did a video a while back called "The Saturated Spider-Man," where there's just too many damn Spider-Man titles out there. And I understand if you got a good thing, you go with it. But come on, man. We don't need that many Spider-Man books out there. We just don't need that many Spider-Man books out there. And I get it. They're selling like an idiot like me is buying them up. I'm buying them up and reading every one. And it's not that any of them necessarily have bad writing in it. It's just that there's too much. It's just there's too much. And I don't think they're looking at it from a viewer point. Like, if you're trying to get new people into your comic books and new people to come in and read them, you're intimidating somebody. You're intimidating a new reader when they walk into the store and say, "Hey, where's the Spider-Man comics?" They get over the Spider-Man comics, and there's 6 different titles out. We're sitting right there in front of their face, like, what do I read? Do I read Amazing Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Superior Spider-Man, Ghost Spider, Miles Morales Spider-Man? Do I read Spider-Man Life Story? Do I read Symbiote Spider-Man? Do I read Symbiote Spider-Man Absolute Carnage? Do I read, just like all this stuff is like, it's like, oh. A reader is overwhelmed. When I first got into it, I was overwhelmed. I went to my comic book store when I first started going there. I was asking about Spider-Man. I'm like, "Hey, which one is good?" They're like, "Who the fuck can keep up with?" They didn't say that, but they're like, kind of like, "I don't really know." Like they sell like it's a good character, but like I couldn't tell you because like I run a comic shop or I work in a comic shop. I can't keep up with fucking 20 titles of Spider-Man in a month. Shit, it's crazy. It's crazy. Robert says the Guardians, as we know them today, started in Annihilation Conquest 6. The OG was a very different team. Yeah, I thought it was a very different team. I thought it was for sure. And I'll have to go look up into that. But now in the comics, they're like the movies translated to the comics now, and they're the team. And I think they're like drawn exactly like they were, or like they are on the TV now. So I don't know. That could be bad. It could be good. I guess. I don't know how to feel about it because I started off a normie. I started off with the MCU for the most part before I got back into reading comics again. Tommy says Drax was not part of the original team. Neither was Star-Lord or Gamora. Okay, yeah, and see, I didn't think it was because I remember hearing that, and I haven't really looked into a whole lot of them. I've been reading more the modern Guardians of the Galaxy that Donny Cates has been writing. I'm a few issues back there, but it's been pretty good, the issues I have read. Donny Cates is, he's one of those, I think he's a newer writer, and he's pretty good. He's pretty good at what he's doing. Rob Ware says, Life Story is the best Spidey story this year. One of the best stories of this year, period. Yeah, I really did. Dude, I love that Spider-Man Life Story, and I was actually going to do a review on issue 5, and I was just going to do a review of, like, that whole series. I really did love what they love what they did with the Spider-Man Life Story. They should do that with, like, Captain America. It'd be impossible to do that with a Wolverine, though, right? But, like, a Captain America and Iron Man, I might actually read that Iron Man book. Some of those would be great to see, those life stories. I actually liked the symbiote Spider-Man too. I thought it was pretty cool that like that whole retro vibe to it and everything. I thought that one was really good too. And Nick Spencer's Spider-Man has been great. I've liked what he's done with the character. Kind of brought him back down and regrounded him and brought him back to the classic character. I really like that as well. And then even Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, I've liked what Tom Taylor's done for the character because he's doing like that more Peter Parker like grounded hero story that Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I mean, it lives up to the title. I've really liked that as well. But yeah, I mean, and I like the Superior Spider-Man. I like the Doc Ock as Superior Spider-Man, and I sure hope that series isn't coming to an end, man. Because it seems like it is. I thought I heard somebody out there saying that Superior Spider-Man might be coming to an end, and I'm like, man, that's a shame. It better not. Because I like the story that's been going on there, and Doc Ock as Superior Spider-Man just works. But Anyway, that's all I have for this video this evening, folks. Thank you all so much. Man, it's been far too long. I've been doing this live stream for a long time. But I appreciate you all being here. You all keeping me all busy. Of all the writers in the Marvel bullpen, Chip Zdarsky knows how to nail an ending, something Mark Millar never could do. I haven't read enough Mark Millar, but I'll look into that. And Chip Zdarsky, yeah, he's been doing a good job, and he really did great with that Spider-Man life story tale. But again, thank you all so much for being here. Rob Worst, thank you for being here and talking some more comics. Maybe we need to get together and talk some more comics sometime soon, because I need to do more comic talks here on my streams and on my channel. But thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel. You all have a very good night. Have a great evening. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you all in the next video. Later. That's funny, Blasted or Stash It Comic Show. I'm gonna go check out that Dolph Lundgren thing here on YouTube then and go to sleep doing the same thing. You all have a good one.